Pause
Gotta
it. I'm
mute
about
that.
to let me play the intro. What's up? Oh man, false start, false start. I thought I had to get the show started. This shit. What the fuck? Yo, what's up? It's Insomniac stream. What's going on, Striker? What's going on?
Man, what's the deal, bro? Man, how you doing, brother?
Oh, finally a fucking day off, man. Working close 65, 70 hours is whooping my ass, man. Trying to make that money, get that grind on, you know?
That's right, man. Gotta stack that bank account, baby. Ain't nothing wrong with that, man. It's good.
Yeah, yeah. So what you been up to, bro?
And working on this dashboard, bro, and pulling up these damn cryptos, man. Trying to get ahead of it, bro. You know, I'll be damned if any crypto's gonna come up under my watch this time, and I
A
ain't gonna know
word.
about it. I'm locked in.
Oh yeah. I told you I was going to do it today. Like when I woke up when we were speaking yesterday, I had woke up
Yes,
late for work, so I was such a rush. Now, tell me some more about this pie thing you was talking about.
yeah. The Pi network, the Pi coin. It's basically it's you can mine it on your phone. So traditional mining of crypto requires significant equipment investment. GPUs, motherboards, cooling systems, things of that nature. And it's gonna you know require electricity, obviously, and it gets your house hot as hell. So you're gonna have to cool it off. Whereas this is just a KYC mining. It's a verification mining scheme where basically instead of using all the power in your house and spending God knows how much on GPUs, you could just use your cell phone and then mine and receive Pi for every day that you mine, every 24 hours. You just hit the button and it mines. And the more people that we have in our validator pool, the more money that everybody can make per day.
Now, let me ask you this: how much of a drain does it do on the phone battery?
Good question. I wanted to know that as soon as I figured out. I was like, man, it's got to be data intensive. It's got to be battery intensive. But no. As a matter of fact, once you actually go on there and validate and hit mine, you
Uh
can
huh.
actually close the app totally.
Oh, for
And
real?
it's mining. Yeah, it's mining for 24 hours until that time. Whenever you started it, you got to remember whatever time. So if it's late at night, you know what I mean? You got to remember, at 3 o'clock, you got to hit the button. So try to put it on a time where you'll probably be up so that you can remember to hit it. Otherwise, you'll lose, a couple of hours every day. And you don't want that. You want to keep it mining as much as possible. So it pretty much every 24 hours, you hit that button, you can close that out. You don't have to actually have it running on your phone. So you can do your normal stuff that you normally do on your phone. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, because I remember when that mining was real big, especially with the Bitcoin and all that. And besides the scalpers, me and my boy was going to build a rig at the same time, but everybody was gobbling up all those fucking
The
those
GPUs.
graphics cards, all those graphics cards and everything, and they was using
Yeah.
them for mining. And because of that, like the prices for those damn graphics cards was like way too expensive for me, for my taste at the time. But
Man, it's skyrocketed the price because as Bitcoin rose in price, people just start running out there, man. And the guys who were already in, let's just say that were mining like these commercial industrial strength guys that have already made, let's say $10,000 worth of Bitcoin. And so you know, to spend $1,000 on a graphics card, they could do it. You know, the average builder, you know what I mean? You're trying to build a system, you get a card that normally is about $300. Now, because the other guys are, like you say, basically scalping the market, now that $300 card, if you can find it, it's worth $1,000 now. And then you have to, and then either you're going to spend it or the other guys are going to get it. You could not get it without spending $1,000.
Oh damn. Well, I'm about to build me a rig. Um, I this is my last generation of buying fucking consoles. I'm done with this shit. So I'm going to become part of the PC master race. I'm going to um,
Welcome to the fold, my brother. Welcome to the fold.
uh what's that thing with Gabe, his shit from Valve, the online gaming, is this with Steam. I'm going to Steam.
Steve.
I'm tired of buying these fucking consoles, and I saw that shit what Nintendo's doing. I'm like, you know what, I'm done, fuck it.
Yeah, yeah, I've seen that. I saw that a lot of
With
these other
the
companies.
Switch 2.
Yeah, the Switch 2, I saw the price. I seen a lot of people really complaining about it, and I saw they're beta testing this and they're checking now, but they're saying that they might want $100 for GTA 6.
Well, yeah, well, here's the thing where I'm going to fucking computer games. If Nintendo gets away with this, both Sony and Microsoft is going to go head on. And what Nintendo said was that the studios is going to dictate their price. So you could see $90 on fucking Madden, Call of Duty. You know, I'm done. Like
Yeah,
either I'm gonna
EA will be first. So yeah,
but
whatever.
here with Rockstar, Grand Theft Auto is worth 80. I'll pay $80 for Grand Theft Auto because the studio always does right by the gamers. And plus they always provide great content, like
That's
DLC
for
and
the
everything.
disc, right? That's for the disc and not the digital version, right?
What with Nintendo?
What I mean is you said you'll pay 80 for Grand Theft Auto, but that's 80 meaning the actual physical copy of the disc.
Yeah,
Right. So the digital version, I would see 80. Okay, you're already paying 60 plus tax is almost $70. So I could see 80. Okay, GTA 6. I mean, look at GTA 5. People are still playing it now. It's worth the money. I mean,
yeah,
God knows, you know. But I would want the disc. I would like to see the digital copy. If they're gonna make the disc 80 bucks, then the digital copy ought to be 49.99. That's my idea.
yeah. But you know, it's certain studios, certain games I pay that amount of money for. I don't mind at all. But the thing is, everybody's gonna go in for a cash grab, and everybody, well, if this studio's doing it, what's up, Royston? What's going on, brother? If you want to come up, hit the link. If if they're paying for it, why not me? And you know what? This is the gamers' faults. I'm sorry, we did it to ourselves. And my personal opinion, the 360 and PS3 was the last real generation of consoles because I have totes of hundreds of games that I even opened up yet. And all these systems now, the Xbox X and the PS5, the game is not even on the fucking disc. You gotta be
Yeah,
connected to the internet to download it. And if you
and to play
download the digital, you really don't own the fucking game. So
No, you don't. You don't really own it. And basically, if you don't pay Microsoft Xbox Live their monthly fee, then you cannot access the game that you already paid for. So
yeah,
you're gonna have to be able to log in. They're gonna say, hey, you need to pay your money. And so they keep your games hostage like that. So in that way, you don't really own it because you still have to. I mean, you could theoretically back it up to a hard drive and hold it, but like you said, there's still that check when you click on there, unless they make a dedicated offline mode. This is what they should do. But this is why I'm with you on the PC deal, because I'm going to get it for PC. You know what I mean? I'm just going to go ahead and get it for.
What's up, Chaos?
What's
Yo, what
good,
up,
man?
Chaos?
Y'all
Oh,
talking
guess
about
what,
gaming?
Chaos?
What's good? Go ahead.
I officially got monetized.
Oh, then let me check. Let me check the studio. Let me check back again. Oh, let me see. Oh, you did
All
got
right.
monetized. Okay, good. That's good. Wonderful.
Hey,
Yeah,
that's a plus.
that's to let people know. To be fair, because I'm a man, I keep real with a lot of men personally. When they lower the requirements, it's good, but also bad. And here's why. Because now the lowering requires me more people can come in. That means the money on YouTube, if we're not really aware, is dry up very fast, depending on what type of content you're doing over here.
Oh
Personally.
yeah.
No, I'm not saying making somebody is better than nothing, but I want people to understand that anytime, one time for the last I would say 6-7 years, when it was like 500 and 300 back in the like almost later parts of 2010, it was the requirement was like under 500 at the time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then they raised it up there because they wanted
You
to
could
galvanize.
monetize.
They want to galvanize people to work a little harder, because nowadays they already did the percentage and ratio that it's not hard to get 500 subscribers depending on what you're doing before they start monitoring if these are true subs. Then the watch time was a second
Yeah.
thing. But
Right.
now because now they try to compete with other outlets, they said we have to lower the requirements because we lose people from this website. They go into other platforms and they do too much, but they're able to make money. And when people start making money, and if you're a real good content creator, you will go somewhere else. You get me?
Oh,
So that's
look.
why
Yeah.
that's why people understand why the requirements were so lowered the way it is now. Is because of competition. That doesn't make it any easier or better now because the money is lower. That means it's gonna be more money, but no, it's gonna be less stretched out. You get me?
Oh
That's
yeah.
why if you're doing this, you have to spread yourself out. One point Kevin Samuels did well, that a lot of people did not learn, is he put his content in all other outlets, including like I don't know if he did Twitch at the time, but I think he did like IG and all his other platforms. But at the time he showed himself, that was a little different. If you're just an avatar, it's gonna be a little bit more challenging. You get me? Not saying it's possible, but it's more challenging depending on what you're doing.
Yo, Chaos.
Yeah.
Lewis was just telling me he's about to get ready and come on over to the PC Master Race. He's about to build a rig. I was actually telling them that I was gonna probably get
interesting. Oh shit, damn. I'm
I actually had built a rig
I'm glad you asked that. You're about to go in that route, Lewis. You might have to conversate, Shatter on the phone privately to know what you're trying to get and what you're trying to build. What's your budget? As you know, I had this built-in desktop from Shatter now for like since 2002. 2020, 2022, I think. I can't remember how long I had this.
Well, the reason why I'm going PC Master Race is these fucking these companies are just fucking you in your ass fucking royally. And what I saw with Ubisoft, they talking about you don't own the fucking digital game, and now Nintendo is about to ass rape a bunch of fucking the gamers with this ridiculous price with this Switch 2, and the game they selling the card for $80, but the digital is $70.
Oh, you mean the physical? You mean the physical copy is gonna be $80, but the digital is $10 less, correct?
And guess what? And the hard copy doesn't have the game on it. It just got the key code to access the game.
Oh, that fucking sucks.
Wait. That don't make no sense.
Yeah.
So ho. Let's be clear here. I'm glad we talk about this. And normally there's no channel when we talk about gaming, but let's have this conversation. Think about this. Think good about this, right? You these video game companies, they're waiting for the next gen system so it goes straightly digital. So what they do now is they're trying to price gouge. They can't do it now because of these existing systems, but moving forward in the next year or two when the new system come out, they could possibly do that now. But here's the giver, because they said the games they takes too much money to make them. Okay, the problem is now you're going to have to perform and put out a quality product, because the first one's happened regardless. People got Game Pass, if your shit is crappy, you're gonna lose a lot more money than you have to worry about. If you're gonna start price gouging, that means the games that people try to make and produce and put out, you're gonna have to be very cautious now, because just like the movies, if you tank, you could lose a lot more money than what you expect.
Well,
So right now with these video game companies, that's the direction they're trying to take. But I'm telling you now, for a lot of them that don't understand, do not go there. Do not go there.
Well, they already went there.
I mean, no, they're going. Listen, they can take any direction. But I'm telling you right now, the amount of games that's being made every year, the ones that's the more popular games that will make some money. These popular games are not gonna make money because they're not gonna make games out every year. Like Grand Theft Auto, this is now going on 12 years since now they start to release a new installment. But all the money they made was off the DLC products. You get me?
Yeah, but
which they're gonna continue that route. Now, everybody said, we're gonna wait another 10 years for a new game? I doubt that. And here's why.
All right, look, these are the games that's guaranteed that's going to make money. First of all, your number one selling game is FIFA. All right, because worldwide, everybody loves soccer. In other countries, FIFA is one of the number one selling games. Period. Every time FIFA comes out, it's guaranteed to sell millions of copies. Then for your Pookie class, you're gonna have Madden and 2K. People that's gonna guarantee the sell. People are gonna buy that regardless. And for Gen Xers, working class, and all the youngins, well, not even the youngins, because they're on Fortnite and all that. We're gonna buy fucking Call of Duty because that is the working man's game. We bust our ass at work, we get home, we're gonna get like an hour of multiplayer matches. We getting our wigs split, and we're gonna split some wigs.
Two Joker team managers.
Yes, and after that, we're gonna blow our girls back out and go to sleep. But every other game, you're gonna have your Final Fantasy, with your RPGs or whatever. And right now, let me show you, because I'm gonna play this tomorrow. I'm gonna start up my character on my PlayStation. Monster Hunter. So I'm gonna open that up and start my character and play that. So I mean, Monster Hunter makes a great fucking RPG, good content and everything. But other companies, they failed last gen. They put all this money in their budget to make this great game, and the game is pure ass. Look what happened with what was the game with Keanu Reeves? Cyberpunk. They made the fucking game, and it was half-ass. The game wasn't even complete. They rushed it out, the game, to get released, so they could appease the stockholders. And day one, you had to have this massive ass patch to fix it.
And the brother who was making it, he actually was against it. His actual brother who developed it, he was the head developer on that. I forgot his name, but he's a great developer. And he was actually against them releasing it at the time because he knew they needed more time. They had Keanu, they had paid God knows how much for his likeness and the development alone. And he was like, well, we're not ready. But when this comes to these quarterly stock reports, you're going to drop something. They said, well, we'll go ahead and drop it. We'll sell the pre-orders. We'll keep the release date. And by the time the person actually puts the game in the console, we'll just deliver a 20 gigabyte patch day one. But the game was broken without it. So if you did not get that, what goes back to your live games as a service deal, if you don't get that fucking patch, you cannot stick that game in your console and play it without being
I bought Cyberpunk when it was released of the fall or almost winter time of 2020, and I played. I did enjoy it, but I stopped playing it after I got wind of the issues. So when they said they would give people a full refund, instead of me playing it out and try to beat it, because I take my time when I play these games, I decided to say, screw it, let me get my refund back, get my money back, right? And I put in and bought another game because of those. What was the issue that people were facing? And I had the Xbox version of it, mind you. So right there and there, well, when you rush a game because you're trying to please stockholders, you could lose a lot more than you expect you put into the game.
Yeah, Ubisoft about to go out of business.
And think about this. This is a tell sign for a lot of game companies that they watch the fail of other games that's been released. And once they saw that, they said, "Oh no, if you're going to invest in the stock market, you better make sure let me finish the product, or this is going to happen." And they said, "What?" Remember, they go through data analysis and history. Say, has there been a success or failure when we made certain moves? They found, oh, there was a failure when we know when the stocks dictate the game, we lose our money. They're not going to repeat that again. Anybody that's invested, if a stockholder is invested in the company, they say, "Oh, we're not going to repeat that again." That's suicide. Because they put in almost $1 billion into that game. But that game took not just 1 or 2, it took almost a decade from here developing that game.
But here's the thing: you don't need $1 billion to make a good game that people will pay for.
Mm-hmm.
What happened to Striker?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Come back.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Oh.
I was just actually putting that 4K GTA 6 trailer in the back since we were talking about GTA.
Okay.
I think, man, what's the problem is, I don't know if you guys have ever seen, and Lewis, you were saying that during the when they started to make live games as a service. I remember when the Xbox One and PlayStation 4 first came out, people were really crying about that. And Microsoft went in and made a patch to the then Xbox One, which was a Windows 8 clone at that basic time. They went in there and they made a patch to where you could play the game, and they were shipping the games where you could still install your game and then offline mode it and play the basic single player without it. But here's the deal. What they found out was, and South Park made a perfect episode for this, Lewis. It was called Freemium. Okay. And freemium is what they have done to the gaming industry. So DLC, yeah, that's one thing, right? And they make you pay for stuff that was already in the game, but then they take it out of the game and make it as a DLC and make you pay for it. Well,
Oh, yeah.
all right, we complain about that, right? We complain about that, $20 extra for this character, $20 extra for this gun,
Yeah.
whatever. But imagine a freemium game. So what do you think makes more money? Now, like you said, Chaos, $1 billion development hell over at GTA 6, right? Okay, $1 billion.
Say roughly
Okay.
almost $1 billion now. Yeah.
What do you think makes more money? Do you think a game, let's just say,
the money is in the DLC.
Well, see what I'm saying. Like, check it out. Let me finish it. So, freemium, right? The object of freemium is a South Park episode. So you sell this game. Let's say you sell this game for $60 a piece. Let's just say 20 million people buy it. Okay, for $60, you capped out. Let's say you don't have no DLC. It's just $60. And then you look at a game that's free, right? A game that is free. I'll give you a perfect example. Clash of Clans. Supercell makes it. Clash of Clans is free. Fortnite. Fortnite is free. Fortnite and Clash of Clans per day for a game that has not been sold theoretically. I have spent on myself on Clash of Clans at least $100 over the years, at least. So,
Oh, yeah.
that free game, you actually spend more money on the free game than if you would have bought a regular game. And they figured this out, and that's why they have done us like this with DLC. So if they do charge $100 for GTA 6 and it's a perfect game, I wouldn't be mad. But don't give me some crap that's like you said about Cyberpunk. It's broken from the start, and then you try to sell me all these bullshit DLC. Make the DLC free, just like GTA does it, right? They make the DLC free, and you have to spend the in-game cash to get the stuff, and then you can buy the in-game cash with money. That, I think, is a better model than having to buy a DLC. The DLC should be free, in my opinion.
But you had to keep in mind, most of how these game companies are going about they're making their money for not just a short period of time, but as long as possible, is in the downloads and added features, including you buying these points to purchase these cars or buy certain character clothing. It's like the Fortnite effect,
Oh, yeah, sharp.
And think about Fortnite. It's not even a physical game; it's an actual digital game where you just download, but you spend the money.
I'm talking about the V-Bucks.
Yeah, and think about that's a concept they've been trying not only emulate but really wanting to make it the norm for the last 8 years. Because that's remember every year how the game company works is they're trying ways to capitalize to make as much money possible and spend the less investment in these games. And I'll ask the personal question: when last you see any game of any substance that is very innovating in the last decade? I'll wait.
It's a
Innovative.
lot.
Yeah, innovate. That's saying that, oh, this is something different. They put some time work in building this particular game.
Well, I've been
And,
gaming.
and I want you to think closely clear when I ask that question.
One, it's not about innovation; it's about the experience. With most gamers, I've been gaming since the 2600 Atari, and it's about the experience. I mean, what I'm playing right now, although I have Black Ops 6, but I'm playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare because I like playing this survival mode, and I'm doing the Spec Ops on that. So I mean, it's the experience for a lot of gamers, and every gamer, they got their own genres that they gravitate to. Like some people, I know people that they buy every time a console come out. When a PlayStation come out, is only 3 games they're gonna get: Madden,
Madden, 2K,
2K, and Call of Duty. That's it.
Call of
That's
Duty.
all you see in a fucking library.
That's the big three. That's the big three. That's your every year game that's gonna be made every year. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have your season passes for the Call of Duty. I mean, it's a good recipe. I mean, they've been doing it for years. I think some of the most innovative things I've seen the last 10 years, I would definitely have to go with it's not Bucket Finish, but Star Citizen. It's very innovative.
Okay.
Um, for Eve being a spreadsheet in space, it actually is great. I actually like the like as far as the gameplay because everything in the game is made by players and the higher ups, let's say, they don't really interfere. They let the players do whatever. It's a free universe. They're always innovating some new stuff. What else did I like? Elite Dangerous actually surprised the hell out of me. Um, that game right there was pretty good, and I liked that. Ark Survival Evolved, which was an indie game. A lot of these games were indie games when I first got with them, and I liked that because it was survival loop in it, and you could build your stuff on server, and you'd have to protect it. It was like you have people, members of the tribe. If you die, you had to go back to your body and get your stuff off your body. And when you die, it's permanent death. So you have to get another. I thought that was pretty cool. So it would
Oh, so
make
they
you
got that
kind of
from Diablo.
the permadeath, right?
Yeah.
So you got to go back and get the stuff off your body, until your body is either eaten by a dinosaur or if somebody just chops you up for meat and just raids you. You have to, or your body could be underwater. We can't get to it, or on a volcano or some shit. You got to be really careful about how you use your life. Unlike, let's say, a first-person shooter where the basic loop is spawn, kill, maybe a whole bunch of kills, die, respawn. That's pretty much the loop. And your lives are kind of like, they're you just try to kill as many people as you can before you die. But with a permadeath situation, you start thinking real world, like, all right, we need to snipe this person, we need to come up with a plan, who's going to run point, who's going to be a distraction, or if somebody's going to die, make sure that they don't have nothing on them, use them, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, man, that's real good because that's how it actually operates in the real world. I thought it was pretty cool. The dinosaurs were a good effect. Um, I thought it was a real innovative game, indie game. It definitely didn't cost $1 billion to develop.
Oh yeah, I got a couple of indie games on my hard drives on my Xbox and PlayStation. I got them when they was on the flash sale, so I racked
You
them
still
up.
got some from the Xbox arcade ones?
No, the Xbox store when they be having games on flash sale, they have indie games like Dirt Cheap. Um, what's that? One of my favorite games I be playing. It's a zombie shooter.
I'm like, just look right there on to your left.
No, no,
What
no,
is it?
no.
You talking
I
about
gotta
that?
turn on my console.
You
Okay.
talking about the dishwasher game? You talking about that one?
No, no, no. The controls is like Call of Duty. It's like a
Okay.
four-man team, and you shoot. You go through a different stages, and you kill zombies, and then you fight the boss. Um, it-
DayZ?
no, not Z. No,
It's
that
not a
game.
Resident Evil game, is it?
No, no, no. Up here, here's chaos. Oh God. Now I'm gonna have to turn on my fucking game. I hate this fucking shit.
Yeah,
God
what was
damn it.
cool that you all liked about Xbox and Live, right? Because this is before you got the Game Pass that got really in there, and before the Epic Game Store, and before EA came out with their deal. Where I liked it that they gave out 2 free games a month, and what I would do is to validate the Xbox Live subscription payment every month. I would say, all right, well, every month, even if I don't have the hard drive space for, let's say, the particular game, I would just go and hit install or add no matter what the game was, because
Well,
with the live you can always go back, right, and download them later. So you might, might not have space for it, but then, if you're a live member, if you hit that install, that game's still in your library and you can always download it to any console that you might have, as long as you got your gamer tag. I thought that was pretty cool.
yeah. Well, Microsoft is no longer a console making company. They're a publishing company now. They're a third party gamer uh company because soon Xbox Live is going to be on both Nintendo and PlayStation.
Well, I mean,
Remember,
maybe, I
you
mean,
play Xbox everywhere, and that's the look. Microsoft games are already on PlayStation, and Gears of War is about to come to PlayStation.
once Gears of War goes to PlayStation, it's pretty much over, because that's the only thing. Well, Halo will never go for
No, they bring in all their game. Look, because look, there's people that only buy Nintendo. They only play Nintendo.
true.
And you got your Xbox, you got your Sony ponies that they ride or die Sony or Xbox. And Microsoft saying, well, there's over 100 million people that we need to get to. We're going to bring our games. Just imagine if Nintendo decides to go publishing, just strictly publishing the route of Sega, and they put Zelda or Mario Brothers on Xbox or Sony. Motherfuckers will buy that without a blink of an eye. They'll buy like,
Shigeru Miyamoto would be dead in his grave before he let Mario go anywhere. That's why they got this shit on there with this highest console price, because they know that they're always going to be third, and really going down further now because mobile gaming has come up so much. It used to be a strong Sony, Xbox, Nintendo,
well, most of
but
your
with
money is made
Game
on by mobile games. That's why Microsoft bought Activision because in the company that owns Activision, most of their games they make is for phones, and that's the highest profit games out there. Really, is on the phone,
Yep.
like that Candy Crush and all that shit.
Well, it's another freemium deal, and then think about it. You got way more cell phones on the Android and App Store than there are any consoles. So you have way more potential, people there. And even if they don't spend nothing but $5 a piece, but you got a billion people on the damn YouTube and the Play Store. Billion
Shit.
people. I don't know
Look,
how many people.
when I be commuting to work, I see nothing but Filipino women playing Candy Crush on their fucking iPhones.
Exactly. You feel me? And
Oh
that's
wait,
like the lowest
just
common
look.
denominator of gaming.
Look. Royce and Gibbs. I play spades on my phone. Exactly.
Dog, I do the same. I found a spade game, dog. Royston, hey, don't feel bad, dog. I played the damn game. I just hate the scoring system. This scoring
Well,
system is
I used to play solitaire like a motherfucker.
yo, you remember that solitaire? That was the only game on Windows, I think, from 95 on up. That and Minesweeper. You know what I'm saying? How many times I got in trouble at work, like, you're playing solitaire, you're not supposed to be. I'm like, look,
Well, I was
it's the
about to
only
mention
game.
that a lot of people got in trouble that they had to when they was getting that Windows package, they had to request that solitaire be taken off.
Yeah, yeah, for real. Because people was like, I mean, people was like literally just playing solitaire. They wasn't doing no work.
Yeah. What's up? What's up, Bay? What's going on, bruh?
I'm just smoking my weed, eating my chocolate donuts.
Do you have your brownie?
What's a brownie?
You know, the brownie with the good in it.
The brown eye?
No, the brownies.
I'm
THC.
messing. I ain't doing none of that. I was sitting here watching, just catching up on the news actually.
Oh,
No,
okay.
but I was listening to y'all talk about the video game industry, and I mean, y'all had to understand the reason why they hyped them games up so much is because over the past 4 years, and I'm about to get political. So if y'all want me to stop, I'll stop.
No, go ahead.
But
Oh, go ahead.
they was doing all that DEI bullshit in the video games. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like that
Yeah.
last Spider-Man game, Mary Jane looked like a Down syndrome victim because the chick modeled Mary Jane after her, and she's a ugly bitch. Um, they was putting all that DEI shit in the games, and people weren't buying them. So the video game industry was crashing. And then, as of course, with Elon Musk doing all these Doge cuts, come to find out, the government was funding these little DEI companies that was going in and extorting these gaming companies. Talking about some, if you don't put a black trans wheelchair third eye nipple motherfucker in the game and make them the hero, then we're gonna blackmail you and say that you're racist. And I mean, the video
Yeah,
game
they had
company
a
was
whole group.
thinking.
They had to take the consultants. What was the name of that? Sweet Baby Inc. I think
Yep,
they got.
Sweet Baby Inc. Yep, they
You
was
remember that?
fucking everything up. Yeah, them and
They just
somebody
got
else.
fired. Sony just let them go. I'm glad Sony let them go. They had to
Yeah,
because this stuff is getting out of control. But what's crazy is there's a firm, it's that's connected to the DEI. It's supposed to be a nonprofit, but it's not. And
Ninja.
BlackRock.
Yeah.
BlackRock
yeah,
was funding all that DEI shit.
yeah, BlackRock. It's a subsidiary they use though, and they actually got it in government. They got it everywhere. It's a
Yeah.
consultant.
You mean
What it
George
was doing was,
Soros we trust?
yeah, if you check the box, it's like they give these people, whether it's a game or a movie or a particular, it could be anything. What they do is they have a checkbox, and every time you check a box off, there was guys that was actually exposing this. That was under NDA. They was like, man, we got to stop this. So they was actually having that checkbox. So one checkbox would be, obviously a gay, like a partner said, just say lesbian, black, trans, wheelchair person. That's like 5 for 1 right there. That's $100,000, right?
One high, one horn, flying purple people leader.
Every checkbox you get though is increasingly more on the scale, and then if you hit all of them out of the park and hit the grand slam, then they pay you. So they're like, well, we know the people are going to hate the game because of what we're doing, but we're going to pay you. Don't worry, we're going to give you positive press. We're going to get IGN to shield over it and say that it's good, and knowing that it's not, and we'll just go ahead and have you guys paid for each one of these check boxes. And if the game doesn't make a lot of money, who cares? Because we're going to pay you just to put out DEI check boxes in your games.
Until my stock prices, no. Now you've got these video games that y'all was talking about where they're not doing physical copies. And when they do, they charge, what is it, $90? I saw that last week. They was charging $90 for the games and whatnot. And I'm like, y'all can keep that shit.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, because they did all of that, and Trump cut off the funding, they destroyed the video game industry just like they destroyed Hollywood.
Well, it should be, right? It should go back to free market, and people who are making decent projects uninterfered by torturous interference of DEI can make stuff that people actually want. We don't make the stuff that we think that they want. We want to make the stuff that they're buying. So I'm going to look at it. I'm going to say, well, look at all these 10 top DEI titles. They spend all this money. Look at Snow White. If Snow White is not a perfect example of this, I don't know what is. They didn't even make shit on that movie, bro. That people did not go and see. And then the CGI, they say it was bad, but I mean, it looked okay. But Rachel Zegler alone, she destroyed that movie.
Yes, she did. Evidently so. Weird. Like, man,
Yeah, we're
somebody
not gonna
could
have a
beat the
prince this
shit out
time.
of her.
She's not gonna fall in love, and well, what the fuck is the damn movie about? You ain't in a damn lesbian multiverse, woman. There's a prince, and it was the damn Snow White and the evil princess and all that shit. What the hell is you trying to do while you saying we don't want a prince? Well, who is you gonna date in the movie? There needs to be a love interest. You gonna date the
Nobody.
damn
They
boy?
turned the prince into a criminal.
I didn't
The
even watch
prince,
this shit.
yeah,
I
they
didn't watch
was talking about the movie. The prince turned out the prince stole a piece of bread and he was in jail and she freed him and he escaped. I'm like, wait,
Bro,
what? He wasn't
bro,
even a prince, he was a pauper.
I went in the movie. I bought a ticket for Snow White because my chick wanted to go to Snow White. All right, we go. I literally sat in there with her. She wanted to watch it. Within the first 15 minutes, we had already left out of there. I just went and seen the woman in the yard, which was a dumbass movie. I don't know what the hell Blumhouse is doing. I was like, man, I
Went
said,
out there
fuck
with a
this.
bat or a hose or something. Bitch, get off my grass.
Man, for real. The little kid, he was like, man, I'm finna grab my daddy gun and shoot him. The woman say, oh, no, don't shoot it. She like, well, mama, she keep on moving the chair closer and closer to the house. It's getting dark and dark. A car won't start up. This damn zombie bitch, witch looking like in the... What black person, if got a gun, ain't gonna have that gun in the house? Man, you better shoot that motherfucker. I had to get up out of there. Walking, the Working Man was the best movie that came out that week. It was a
What
Jason
movie? What
Statham,
movie?
Working Man.
Oh yeah, I heard that movie was good. Little,
Movie was slapping. The
little
budget was
action.
nowhere near that, and it made more money than Snow White.
It was the Godzilla of the spring. Well, you know what I mean by that. Low budget, but yet made a lot of money and was pretty good.
Just
That's
like a
what I heard.
Friday, Ice Cube struck gold with Friday. What it take? What, $1 million to do Friday? Maybe 2 million with the promotion. And
Yeah,
man, we went out and saw that movie. He's making money off that movie still today. The millions.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's pretty much where y'all sitting at. The video game company, they trying to recoup a good 4 years worth of money in 1 year. And then with these tariffs, against China and everything, because these video games, they make a lot of money overseas. I think that's why one of the reasons why they're trying to go digital, because they know they're not going to be able to get those physical copies out, to all of these different countries. So they're trying to get people to buy them online. But, I mean,
well, it's cheaper as a publisher if you could deliver like when I'm developing games for MSDC, which is the old Microsoft development community. When they made the original indie arcade, when they made Xbox Live Arcade, you could pay $100 a year, and you could create games using XNA that could be played homebrew, straight up indie stuff on Xbox. So you could charge as little as $1, to $20 or whatever. I think it was capped at like 20. And you could actually put those games on there. What that's good for a developer is gives you a chance to put stuff out, reiterate, and see what people like, see what people don't like. What I would notice in that is now where we have this Rockstar is watch the new games is gonna come out. See, their Rockstar always is like they'll say their release date, but they'll start messing around with their release date. Whoever drops within the first 3 weeks of hell, I would say the first 3 months, I would try to get way out of the damn way of Rockstar games because one thing about them, they have we've seen this over the years. DEI does not apply to Rockstar. Rockstar is like the South Park of video games. When they do Grand Theft Auto, they make fun of everybody. They make fun. So if they do put some stuff in there, they're gonna make fun of it.
Well, Grand Theft Auto is the highest selling profit media of all time, in all media. So and Rockstar, they released 3 games. You're going to get GTA 6 for this decade because they're going to release reiterations on the next consoles that come. You're going to have a Red Dead Redemption and you might get the game of the crew. So when they release a game, they take so long to make a game. When they make a game, they make it right. So that's why you have loyal customers that partake in that media, because they treat their fan base
With
correctly.
respect.
Yes.
Right.
And that's why Grand Theft Auto 5 made billions of dollars. Billions.
Yeah, I mean, even GTA 4, GTA 3, these games really launched the old school versions of the consoles because PlayStation had locked up the rights like they have done now. So they'll lock up the exclusive rights to the game for a projected amount of time with, you know, whatever Sony can pay Rockstar to say, hey, we want it on PlayStation, you know, 30 days before Xbox gets it. And that's a selling point, right? And I think they've actually done a lot of the promotional stuff now. If you look at these new promotional skits they're bringing out, they're saying that it's going to be available on PlayStation first, and that sells consoles, right? But once you go to PC, like we were saying earlier, Lewis, once you're on PC, hell, that's you're already there. I mean, you know, cross-platform is available right there, and more people that go to PC, if you can play with Xbox Live, which you can already do PC to Xbox. So I can play my Xbox One Series X people that on my PC in the same Xbox Live. I can, you know, have all my friends get into parties and stuff like that. You already can do that. So if they
Well,
do
look,
Xbox Live on PS5 and maybe Nintendo, I would say Nintendo is going to keep their first party titles. Maybe they give up some second party, third party stuff, but I'd say Shigeru Miyamoto would have to die first.
yeah.
I have a
Well,
question.
when Grand Theft Auto 6 comes out, I will be at GameStop or Walmart first thing in the morning. I'm buying a copy for myself and a copy for my son. And I have 10 people at my job that's getting it also. And we got our clan already set up.
Question.
You
So
got
when is the
did you
best time
pre-order?
to when's the best time
Huh?
to drop as a developer? When's the best time to drop a game? Is it like right when school is letting out or Christmas time?
Usually
Well,
it's usually
well,
Christmas.
well, most games are set like if you're a Call of Duty fan, you know it's going to come out in the fall. Madden, it comes out right before football season, and like with all the sports games.
Right.
Grant, what this is releasing? Was it spring of 2026?
It was supposed to be this year, but they have said that because they've done some changes, they were talking about this DEI stuff, and they're saying they were doing changes. So they have taken that away now, and they're saying it's to be determined. So a lot of these people are shaking in their boots. They're like, man, we cannot release during that time. And Rockstar usually keeps everything pretty locked up. They had a lot of leaks from an inside a developer, but I think they've covered those leaks up and sued the hell out of that guy. Took those videos off the internet too. But
Damn.
if they drop anything, if anybody is trying to bring up a game that's unsports related, and they try to put it up against GTA 6 in that same quarter, would be a damn fool. I'm just saying I would postpone my game until at least 90 days, at least.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
I mean that's
all the top tier games, they always have a slot that they always release in, and people know when it's going to come out. They anticipate. So, like this fall, they're going to have Modern Warfare 4 that's going to come out because Infinity Ward / Sledgehammer and what's the studio that does Black Ops?
Bethesda,
No, they do Black Ops 6. Wait, hold on. Wait a minute. I got a Black Ops somewhere on my. Do I got it here? Hold on. It's not no, that's Sledgehammer. Let's see, Cold War.
going
This
through
is
the library. The library.
Treyarch. It's Treyarch.
yeah, yeah.
They They skip, 1 year it'll be Treyarch, and the next year it'll be Sledgehammer, and they, every other year. So, Black Ops 6 that came out. So this fall you're gonna have Modern Warfare 4 that will come out, and people gonna buy that. They're gonna put they birthday hat on. They're gonna stick their butt plug up their ass. They have a party popper in their mouth, and get ready to get their wig split on multiplayer. So every year you're gonna have a Call of Duty come out, and people are gonna buy it no matter what.
Yeah, that yearly. See that EA figured it out a long time ago, and the Madden, the sports game alone, it was actually perfect for it because it's like, hey, let's just create another game every year because the rosters we're going to add a couple of extra, the shits and giggles, and we'll just build on what we'll build it while we drive it, and we already got a perfect system here. And typically they don't break the mold when they make the new Madden. They might have a couple of extra juke moves, a different couple of animations. Maybe the dynasty mode will get, some new stuff, but it's pretty much the same damn game. And they figured that, hey, you release these games every year, but that's easy to do a sports game like that.
But
But when you're
hey,
doing something else, it's gonna be harder.
Striker, what I'm about to
Yo,
say is no lie. I got a friend that I used to work with back in the day. We still friends.
okay.
For the past 20 years, he had, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5. Boom, boom, boom. He only has 2 games. He's a Jet fan. He's a Jet and a Knick fan. He buy Madden every year, and on Sunday he'll play a 60-minute game of the Jets. Whoever's on the schedule, he play that after he watched the game, and he has 2K, and he play his the basketball season, the full length game. Those are the only 2 games this motherfucker play. Like if you go in his
Bro,
house, you're gonna see Madden for 20 years, all the Maddens and all the 2Ks. That's all this motherfucker play.
Bro, that sounds like my cousin. And when he was the first person, and his mother and them, they spoiled hell. My cousin, he had all the consoles. Day one, she stand at the mall and get this shit with me. He had the PlayStation first, all the shit first, right? So we would always go over to Cuz house and play the game. And he was just when that game come out, like you said, it would be Madden, and then back then it was live. Remember live? When EA had
Uh-huh.
a decent basketball game, it
NBA
would be
Live.
live, and that's all he bought for years. Like you talking about how your homeboy do it. That's how my cousin. That's all he did. He called me because he knows I play other games. I had Nintendo. I played like crazy stuff, Zelda, all this different RPG type stuff. So he was like, man, what you get out of that, man? He's like, man, shit, all I play is this, sports. I'm like, man, you need to buy a game that's not sports related. And he was like, man, I ain't into that type of stuff. All I'm into is sports. And man, just broaden your horizon. Go catch out that Call of Duty, or go get
Get
some,
the
a
division.
final shit, you know.
It's interesting you mentioned that about peace to the chat. How's everybody doing this evening?
Hey, what up, neighbor?
Hey, what's up, Shadow Star? How you been?
What's up,
Man,
brother?
Gucci, man.
Hey, it's good, Ray. Jersey in the house. What's good? Hey, what's good, babe? Chaos.
Hi,
Hey, what's good, man?
how are you?
Hello, babe. Or should
Hi,
I call you Lord?
how are you?
This nigga got his DEI voice on and shit. This
I'm
nigga got the
tired,
DEI.
man. I'm tired.
Is he tired? Or is he trying to
We
talk
got
to me like I'm
Rainbow
a damn
Bay.
toddler?
We got Rainbow Bay on on our stream because we are all inclusive.
Oh, well,
This
in
is
that
an
case.
intersectional
Well, in that case.
stream.
Hello, Daddy.
Hey, we gotta make
Oh
sure Black
Lord,
Rock
stop, quit.
first. Black Rock got to give us the check first, Lewis. Hold
Yeah,
on.
I know.
Yeah, yeah, we
Hey,
gotta
hey,
get the
hey.
money first. Then I'll
Yeah.
turn my wrists out.
Yeah. Well, you better make sure George Soros send it. Look, since I'm monetized now, George Soros, send me a super chat, okay?
100 mil.
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
Oh man, y'all wild. But anyway, it's interesting you mentioned Your cousin, Shatter, because I'm kind of the same way. I like to play
So
sports
you
games.
just football, basketball. You
No,
hold
in
on.
my case, no, in my case,
Football,
it's
you
more.
FIFA. You a FIFA guy, right? FIFA.
No, not FIFA. Pro Evolution. I cannot fuck with
Okay.
FIFA because EA with the whole monetization bullshit, the microtransactions, everything with E. That's why I don't
The
mess
Pro one
with them.
doesn't have that. The other one doesn't have monetization or anything like that.
Pro Evolution does, but not to the same extent as FIFA, and it's not obligatory. There's ways to work around the microtransaction because the online play, there's not too much emphasis on online play with PES, now called eFootball. But
So it's not pay to win.
no, they made sure it wouldn't be pay to win like that.
Because I hate pay to win concept.
Yeah,
that
I know.
shit's horrible.
But I did try to, but for me it was PES, WWE, any other games. Like the only Madden game I had was Madden 12. But I did try to expand my horizons because I did start playing like the Infamous trilogy on PlayStation 3.
Yeah,
And I got a lot of fun doing. Yeah, Infamous. You ever heard that game? It was by Sucker Punch, PlayStation exclusive.
They had a real good cult following. They had a good setup. The game actually was thought out, and it was the control was good, the story was good.
Yeah, I got to play the entire original trilogy. I also got a chance to play, but I remember on PS2, one of my favorite games was the Def Jam Vendetta and Fight for New York.
Hell yeah!
Though you have to understand, you have to play Vendetta before you can play Fight for New York because the storyline has to be in that order. Because where Vendetta ends is where Fight for New York begins.
Yeah, dog. My David Banner and my fucking Red Man, bro. That's the only two people I use. David Banner and Red Man. Them dudes was cold on that game.
You wouldn't like me when I'm angry, bitch. God. But Red Man have. No, I'm from the M. Ah, quickly let it, ah, quickly let it, ah, humpback, ah, make you want to die. Come on, man. We were chopping it up about that a while back. How could I forget?
Boys get that money, man. Hey, look, that's what I'm talking about. See that them cats on them 360 deals, they'll never see that kind of money. That was before the 360 deals came.
Well, I mean, come on, man. But then again, the whole bullshit is EA is pretty much the culprit when it comes to microtransactions. Okay. Another company is also just as culpable is Take-Two Interactive, the parent company for 2K. And then in the case
of 2K got paid to win stuff though, don't they?
Yeah, but let's not forget they try to do each other dirty.
Well, didn't they have the Jordans on there where you could buy the Jordans and it makes your My Player faster if you buy the better Jordans or whatever? Ain't that like pay to win?
Yeah, but that's not the point I'm trying to make up. I'm trying to explain. If it was not bad enough before the microtransactions, there was the exclusive deals. Because remember, the Take-Two Interactive, they acquired the 2K franchise, sports franchises from Sega. And Sega released NFL 2K5. That went head to head with Madden 2005. And they purposely lowered the price in retaliation. In the beginning of 2005, EA signed an exclusive deal with the NFL. In retaliation, 2K was able to secure a type of third-party exclusive deal for MLB, which meant the only person, and that meant EA couldn't produce any more baseball games. They try to compensate by doing NCAA baseball.
But the baseball doesn't sell as well as the football and the basketball. But it was a thing. I remember when they came out the one where they had I think it was Carol Owens on the front of the 2K football game, which is still lauded as one of the best.
Carol Owens, that's the one I'm talking about. 2K05,
yeah.
2K5.
They brought it down to $20 to compete with Madden because Madden was $60 damn.
Yeah, they undercut. And Madden was 05. And the 05, who was the cover star for Madden 05? Ray Lewis.
Who was that?
Ray Lewis.
Was it Ray?
And the tag.
Ray was 2001.
No, 2005. No, 2001 was Eddie George, running back for the Titans.
You might be right on that. It might have been 05.
Yeah, 05. So we understand, like, these companies are trying to all corner the market, especially with the microtransactions. Also, but EA is like the biggest culprit, especially when it comes to MLB, what we would call Madden and NHL. They lost out on they couldn't compete with 2K when it comes to NBA. So 2K is locked. They got that locked. But they try to compete with Activision's Call of Duty with Battlefield. Not to mention the Star Wars Battlefronts. A lot of microtransactions those games.
No, yeah, you're right. 2005, Ray Lewis. I remember 04 was Michael Vick.
Yeah,
Marshall
Michael
Falk,
Vick.
03.
Mhm.
Culpepper.
No, Michael Vick
02.
was 06, I believe. No, sorry, you're right.
No,
04 was Michael Vick.
Vick is 04.
Donovan
That was my
McNabb was
favorite.
06. My apologies.
That was my favorite one, bro. I'll never
Mhm.
forget the 04. I was killing it.
You're right.
If I get them damn Falcons, you gotta come on with it.
You're right about that. But you know what? I'll do you one better when it comes to NFL. One of my favorite games that they did have on PS2, NFL Street. I got all three.
It was
NFL Street,
better
you
than
remember?
Blitz. It was better than Blitz. Blitz was
Mhm.
good for the time. And
Yeah.
then they actually came out with a decent one afterward, but they suffered from the same problem that 2K came into because Madden still had
Exclusivity.
first
Madden,
license.
NFL, and NFL the league, as well as the player
NFL
association's
yeah,
exclusivity.
yeah, the union, they couldn't use the names or
hmm
the damn logos. But the game was good, but with the crazy looking teams, it never had a chance. And
Yeah,
Street had the damn logos and the players,
because they're
which was
EA. They're EA
right,
big.
right, big EA.
EA
You
big was
absolutely
dope. But but also let's not forget it's one thing that's also fucked up about video gaming nowadays, compared to like the fifth and sixth generation. With the seventh generation, we started noticing because there's also online play. You also had day one patches.
Yeah, that
You
sucks.
never had that. You never had that with on the PS2, Xbox, GameCube, that sixth generation PlayStation.
You could not have it because number
No,
one, the broadband availability was highly not there, right?
no.
So you could not ship a game. And there was actually, rules to this game development stuff where your game had to be done by that time. You had a
You had
deadline.
a
You
time. You
had
had a
to finish.
deadline, and you had to also make sure quality control.
Right. You're testing all that, your beta test, all that stuff was
hmm
done primarily in-house.
And
It
it
was
was hit or
first party,
miss.
second party, right? Now they
Yeah.
got beta testing where you can you can actually file up for the beta test. You can be a part of the beta
hmm
test,
hmm
things of this nature. Back in the days, it was way harder to get on. I've got on a couple of beta tests years ago for like
Yeah.
Volition and stuff years ago. It was hard. You had to go in there and talk to the developers. Now it's just a click of a button on your dashboard. So,
And now they
but
don't even release trials of the game no more.
Yeah. The
no,
demos. The demos. Yeah, you're right. I miss those demos.
Because your demos were your final beta test.
well, yeah, and a lot of those demos, Louis, were actually. I'm gonna tell you why. One of the main reasons, and they're gonna use this as, and it's a proper reason. A lot of the demos were actually the full damn game. They were just tamped down for the trial version, but a lot of them were so a lot of the hackers would go in there, backwards
hmm
engineer the shit and unlock and bootleg the game using the demo. So they use that as a reason why they don't do it as much anymore, almost not
hmm
ever. And now they say, well, look, if the game is trash, we don't want to give them a demo so to let them see it's trash. We want them to see this trailer and get IGN to lie to them so that we can get as much day one sales as possible.
Ooh, and that destroys the credibility of our group of companies like IGN. Let's not forget other companies like Games Radar and such.
G4 TV
Kotaku.
destroyed itself. G4 TV destroyed itself twice doing
hmm
this.
And don't forget they're paid to do this. I mean, like 2K, EA, they're all guilty of it. Who else was one company I remember who did not have microtransactions when they did have when they were gaming? Like, remember how many companies have gone Chapter 11?
A
One of my
lot.
favorite
And a lot of them
entities,
got sucked up.
Hmm?
A lot of
Who?
them got sucked up by the big boys because
Mhm.
they're actually good, but they might not have the money, or they may have did a
Mhm.
game that they didn't have enough money to do it, didn't finish it, it went
Mhm.
defunct. But those developers are good, so they
Yeah.
get those companies, they go out and get them. EA will go and buy them, and their subsidiary they'll go get these guys because these developers are high demand. Lewis actually made a great point, and I've already went over to the dark side of the PC gaming, and
Mhm.
and I agree with it, man, because hey, if you're a true gamer, you want to play everything. All this stuff is based off basically, PC architecture now. I mean, everything can
Yeah.
pretty much be backward engineered and played bootleg now. I don't want to say that
That's
too
true.
loudly, but you know, you can use Steam now on Xbox. You can use your computer. Windows 11 can play Xbox games, and you can get on live with people that's on Xbox Series X and
It's the
Xbox
same
One.
parent company.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much the same deal. So,
Yeah.
hey, I'm with that, but I'm not gonna pay myself. I'm not gonna get the Nintendo Switch 2. I'm gonna get the one because I want to play that Metroid. And that was another game that I would actually buy. And like I say, Shigeru Miyamoto is not going to give up Samus Aran, Mario, and whatever else they got over there, Donkey Kong, whatever else they selling good over there. They're not giving that up. They'll hold that until Shigeru Miyamoto would have to die before they
Mhm.
do that.
Yeah. I'm thinking of, like, when I talk about companies that folded and everything, a few I can think of easily because I played some of their games. Midway, for example. Y'all remember Midway,
Yeah.
the parent company for Mortal Kombat before Mortal Kombat got picked up by Warner Brothers Interactive?
That was
Uh,
torturous interference. The reason why Midway got took
yeah.
out, and they bet on a lot of bad games. But those guys over there, Mark Trammell, what's the other guy's name? Tobias.
John
Um,
Tobias and Ed Boon.
yeah, and boom, those dudes are like visionaries, man. What they
Mhm.
did with that 16-bit, bringing that arcade game down to Genesis and to Super Nintendo,
Oh
that was
yeah,
unheard of.
man, those were the days because I was a kid back then, and I remember the arguments we had back then. Which was better, Street Fighter 2 slash Street Fighter 2 Turbo or Mortal Kombat? You know what I'm saying?
Man, it was just two different games, and the
Yeah.
combo system hadn't been created yet. I would say Killer Instinct over all of them, the
Oh, that
original
was
Killer.
cool. Yeah,
You know,
Killer Instinct, that was cool but it came later though. It came like later on,
yeah.
in the game in the life cycle of of the fourth
Yeah,
generation consoles.
MK3 came out with the combo. It was the first time you had combos. You had
Mhm.
juggle combos on Mortal Kombat 2 and Mortal Kombat.
Mhm.
Those are like just like Street Fighter combos. We get the
Mhm.
unstoppable juggles. But
Yeah,
for a real combo system, MK3 was the first one for Mortal Kombat. Killer Instinct did it so great though that they could never ever get it to where Killer Instinct had it because you got unstoppable
yeah.
combos, combo
Shout
breakers,
out to
ultra.
Capcom.
My God,
Yeah,
that
shout out
was
to Capcom on that one. But they were able to expand to other things, other genres of
what
games
on
because in
Killer Instinct.
Japan, no, I mean no. Because you mentioned Street Fighter, the parent company Capcom,
Yeah, Capcom. Yeah. 'Cause I
they
know Rare
expanded to other
did
like
that was
Resident
Rare.
Evil, and I think a few other games they expanded into. Marvel versus Capcom, that was another one. You also got companies like Konami,
Mega
who were
Man.
yeah, Mega Man. What else? No, that's Capcom, but Konami. I'm thinking Resident Evil. No, not Resident Evil. Excuse me.
Contra.
Metal Gear Solid. Konami is also the company behind the soccer game Pro Evolution Soccer, but also Silent Hill. Because in Japan, those companies don't give a fuck. They will create whatever they want because it's their main focus is Japanese consumers and then export it out elsewhere.
Metal Gear. Can't forget Metal Gear.
Metal Gear Solid, I mentioned that a while ago. Metal Gear Solid, I remember my younger brother played that. Uh, Siphon Filter Trilogy. I don't remember who the parent company of that was, but I remember the company Acclaim.
Chaos, no, that Chaos. What was that? Didn't you do a whole fucking video series on that Siphon Filter shit? Who made that?
I don't remember. There's a
Chaos.
YouTube
Chaos
channel.
had did one. Chaos,
Oh, did
who
he?
was that? Yeah, Chaos did a whole he did a whole damn series on that. He had because it would be a great for a movie. And Chaos, what was the name of that damn company? He may have walked off. But yeah, he had did a video of that where he basically took the Siphon Filter, which was a great storyline, great game. And even that, I think Siphon Filter came before Max Payne. Max Payne, I believe, didn't Rockstar do Max Payne?
I think so. Hang on, let me check.
With the bullet time, that was right. That was actually before the Matrix, if I'm
Max
correct.
Payne. On the PS2 and everything, PS1, right? Max on the first Max Payne.
PS1. The first one was on PS. I think the bullet time. I think they had bullet time before the Matrix came out.
All right.
If I'm not correct.
Another company I would also mention who've gone to debunk, who've been defunct, Acclaim, because I remember them through mostly through the WWE titles they had back then.
Genesis had a lot of Acclaim games.
Yeah, you guys remember THQ?
Yeah, THQ was good. I remember they did the Darius game. They did a lot of side scrolling stuff. I remember that.
THQ was also that was 2K regarding Borderlands, but THQ had a couple other games I forgot. But they had two important franchises. They had WWE and UFC. They were great with the UFC games.
THQ did UFC?
On PS3 and Xbox 360, that was THQ with Ukes.
No shit.
Once you see, here's what happened. THQ went Chapter 11 by January 2013. That's when they released their last games for Darksiders. That's another game they had. But what happened was they went Chapter 11 and some of their assets were sold off. EA would end up working with would acquire the license for UFC. WWE would end up working with 2K. However, a company
which was a smart move. Smart move.
Yeah, had to. But I'm getting an echo.
Who made that Siphon Filter, Chaos?
What happened?
Who was the developer on the Siphon Filter?
What about Siphon Filter? What about the game?
We was talking about Siphon Filter. We was trying to figure out who was the developer behind it. I was telling you had made a video.
I think it's Electronic Arts. Let me double check.
EA did that one?
I think so. Let me double check.
Yeah, I'm looking WWF No Mercy.
Siphon Filter. No, that was done by 989 Studios.
989 Studios. Oh, that's another company that went under 989 Studios.
Yeah. They had a football game at 989. I forgot they had a license too. It was pretty decent. Yeah. I remember that, and that killed them as well because once EA bought that exclusive license, everybody that had a football game had to hang their hat up.
989 had also a baseball as well as a basketball and a hockey game as well. They were all in.
Yeah, it was sport. I remember that.
Yeah. When it came to pro wrestling, I remember it was a game of 1999 was a game of musical chairs. Because I remember Acclaim, because WWE was with Acclaim up until 99. THQ with Aki were doing WCW games up until 99, and then WCW would join forces with EA. THQ would end up working out a deal and start putting out games that very year with WWE. Mm-hmm. Acclaim would end up having to work out a deal with ECW.
Yeah.
And they put out 2 games. Both of them were horrible reviews because it was just a copy paste of the previous games they did for WWE Warzone and
it's
and you saw the musical chair. And what happens is Acclaim would try to revamp going to the wrestling, try another thing, Legends of Wrestling, but that would end up going They would tank. It would tank, and they would go for Chapter 11 in 2004. EA,
You see,
when WCW got bought, they lost the license, and you know what they did with the engine? They created Def Jam Vendetta with it.
Mhm.
what do you see on the list that you thinking about grabbing, man? Name, you see anything? We were talking about that earlier. What do you see anything that's worth getting?
Right now, I'm on my PS4 right now is not where it is kind of like I had to put it away in a box. It's not working properly till I can
Mhm.
get a replacement. I can't afford a PS5, but I have my PS3 and PS2 right now.
You want to fix the PS4? You gonna invest money to fix that?
I'm gonna replace it actually.
Okay.
What's actually wrong with it?
The
It's
exhaust. There's a lot of dirt accumulated, and when I tried to open it up and try to clean it myself, because you can actually do that,
Yeah.
I didn't have the equipment.
Depends what model PS4 you got. If you got like the later version, yeah.
PS4 Slim, 1 terabyte.
All right, so you got that version. Yeah, that's easy to clean. Okay, continue.
The problem
yeah,
was
you
like
just need to get you some you need to get you some Torx bits, and you also need to get some compressed air. If you don't
yeah,
have
that's when
compressed air, if you have like an air compressor, you can get that, and then get you a brush, like a toothbrush, and then use that small toothbrush to get in there with it.
Mhm.
The more you can take it apart, the better, because you want to make sure you get the dust off any of the chipsets.
because it
Um,
overheats and it shuts down on its own and everything. Yeah.
right,
Yeah,
right.
that's
It's
yeah.
fans. All your dust's gonna be on your fan, your heat sink, and on your
Hmm.
chipset. So you
It would easily
basically
overheat. Yeah.
get in there with the with the toothbrush,
Mhm.
brush it off real good, hit it with that compressed air. Just remember when you take it apart, remember
Mhm.
where each screw goes back. Just make sure
Yeah,
you
Always.
remember.
all you do is watch the YouTube video and it show you how to take it apart and just rewind back, forward back. put the-
Actually, Shattered Chaos. You might be surprised, but
Mhm,
I remember somebody gave me a small toolbox set,
mhm.
and I always been able to use that to to repair a lot of stuff. And I learned from a young age to repair certain things, so I do know about knowing which screws and everything goes back. So yeah, I know what you mean, man. But
Okay, that's good.
if I do need help, I'll call you, Shattered. I still got your number.
Right on,
But
man.
but I love my PS4. I love using it, but I still love all my consoles are slim versions because they gotta
Yeah,
match.
just
They
go
gotta
ahead
reflect
and
the
get
owner.
the just go ahead and get the PC. Lewis has already come over to the fold. Chaos is in there. We need to just get you a rig built, man. We'll get you straight. It's cheaper to do that anyway. You know what I mean? That PC will last you probably another 2 console generations, and you'll still be stronger than it. You can go 4K. You can upgrade your GPU. You get
Yeah.
an APU like how
Hmm.
Chaos got it set up with the APU and the GPU.
All in
Now
due
you're
time.
talking big time. You know what I
All
mean?
in due time. I just can't afford a lot of that stuff right now. Sorting a lot of
Just
few
buy
things out.
one piece at a time, man.
Yeah, one piece at a time.
The GPU is going to be one of the biggest costs. Your processor, of course,
Hmm.
and your motherboard. But the motherboards are pretty cheap nowadays. Your
Yeah.
processor, just don't skimp on your processor and your GPU. Those two
Hmm.
things are going to save your life, and your RAM. Don't go out and get no cheap RAM. Get you a nice amount. Get you at least 64. You're
Sure.
building a new system, you need 32 to 64 gigabytes if you can stand it.
I ain't gonna lie. When it comes to electronics, I look at it like an investment. You know what I'm saying? Something that's gonna last me for quite some time. I mean, anytime I buy something, I always make sure to have like when I buy my phone, when every time I have to replace my phone, I just don't buy the phone as is. Gotta get the protective case for it, memory cards and everything. When I bought my PS4, I went and got a Seagate, 4 terabyte. So yeah.
SSD,
No, not an SSD, but external hard drive.
gotcha.
Seagate
Uh,
external hard drive, 4 terabyte for the PS4.
CK's pretty good.
Yeah,
I'm a SSD person now, so if I
yeah.
can get an SSD, I get it. One reason why is because the data transfer rate is 10 times better than any standard hard drive. And
Hmm.
the other reason is because even if the drive fries, I'm almost 90% I can get all the data back off of it. With the
Hmm.
hard drive, once that interior, because it's still a hardware item, so it's spinning on a disk. It has an arm that reads the disk. If any one of those parts misbehaves, that data is pretty much lost. Minus a serious repair or a data company that say, oh well, we want $2,000 to recover your data. SSDs though, they can fry, but I've noticed that about 90% of the cases, any SSD that I've had that fried on me, I can get all that data back within 24 hours. So just keep that in mind.
Yeah. Just like I know I need to get like certain things. Like an external hard drive I got to fix as well. These notes. I need to talk to somebody
What
about
kind of
that.
hard drive you gonna put on there, Lewis? On your system?
I'm not sure yet, but this is gonna probably happen at the end of the year.
I would
Come
look at some of
Christmas.
the PCI Express. I would look at some of the PCI Express SSDs. Just starting off, I would look at some of those. Make sure you get a motherboard with at least 2 M2 slots, because you can use those M2 slots and put SSDs in those without having to hook up any externals or go SATA. And then you can actually get another one where it's a PCI Express card. It looks like a graphics card, but it's not. It's actually an SSD, and those are like, you can get the 2 to 4 terabyte one, and those are extremely fast and extremely reliable. They cost about $200, but they're worth every penny.
Here's one thing I would ask. Like and that is the ventilation in the room. Just to keep the room, like at a decent temperature so things don't overheat and everything.
For your PC or for your console?
Console, PC, everything.
PC, your cooling is going to be dedicated on your fans and basically how fast you want to run that system. You can overclock and do things of that nature. You can increase your fan RPM at certain rates. Mining Bitcoin is a little more intensive, so it makes the room hotter. But playing a video game can do the same thing. But as long as you have like with Chaos, I think Chaos, when I installed yours, what do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. We got 4, 5 fans on your system. I think we put 5 fans on Chaos system, and he's got an open deck inside of there. So as long as you clean your filters, if you get a PC, you clean those filters out. As long as you keep it at room temperature, 72 degrees. These are what these chips are made to run it at room temperature. What is the Celsius at full load? So if at full load you're at what is it? You don't want to go over 80 degrees Celsius. You're burning it up. So you want to
Hang
keep
on.
it.
Let me hang on. I need to get my converter. Because remember, I'm on this side. They use the empirical system.
Yeah. You want
80
to keep
degrees
those
Celsius or Fahrenheit? Do you say 80 degrees Celsius or Fahrenheit?
Yeah, you want to keep it under 80 degrees Celsius.
Ah, right. 80 degrees Celsius. For everybody wondering, that is 176 degrees Fahrenheit, or 353.15 Kelvin.
Yeah, so you want to keep it under 80, preferably 70 to 75. So when you're building a system, you would just basically put more fans in, and you would go into your overclocking system, and you would just overclock it until it crashes, and then dial it down from there. And just keep your room as close to room temperature as possible, which is 72 degrees Fahrenheit. And make sure that you don't have any dust. Just periodically, once you do clean it out, shoot you some compressed air in there, every month or so, just to keep the dust out of it.
That's why I'm glad I have the PS3, because you know what the PS3 can do? Has a self-cleaning mechanism in there where you can just unplug it, press the power button. When you plug it back in, activates the fans to start shooting dust out. Now, if they had that,
Yeah.
if they had that feature for the PS4, would have been a lot easier.
Yeah, I mean that's good, but like I said,
But I hear what you're
that
saying. No, you have a good point there, though. But like I'm saying, just something that's really important, a really important feature.
no, it is, and if you do that periodically, every
Mhm.
month, you'll never get that build up, so that where it'll start overheating your system. So definitely, that's a good case study on that for sure with the PS3 and anything else, same deal. The
Yeah.
PC that I like to build now, they come with filters on the case,
Yeah.
so as the fan is intaking and outgassing the heat, there's a
Mhm.
filter. So, after a couple of days, you'll start to notice some dust build up in the filter, and you can just snatch the filter off, blow it out, wash it, let it dry, and put it back on there. So it never gets into your motherboard. So, some of these things are
Yeah.
proactive, just making sure that, you keep the dust out of there, so you don't have to go and open it up every time you need to clean it. You can just clean out the filter.
Yeah.
Makes it easy.
Oh, I just thought of something just now. And this is a good thing we have these conversations because you get my mind thinking. I just think about hypothetical scenarios here. Humidity. If you live in an area that's humid or has a lot of moisture, a dehumidifier or moisture extractor would be helpful in certain situations. Correct?
Well, in, in Houston, we got 100% humidity for about what, 10 months out of the year. When
Mm-hmm.
you got HVAC in your house, the
Mm-hmm.
HVAC going to suck the humidity out of your house. So you got central air, it's a heat pump. It's going to suck out the humidity. So you won't have that problem necessarily
Mm-hmm.
if your HVAC is running. And hell, this damn thing's so hot, shit, any humidity get close to it, it's gonna burn that shit up. It's at 176 degrees for 80. That shit ain't gonna be no humidity getting close to that. My Bitcoin rig, you could cook a steak on that some bitch when I had it running full tilt. I mean, literally, you could put a steak on top of it. And I was running 86 degrees Celsius on that some bitch every day.
God
I mean,
damn.
crazy, crazy. All day, every day, these cards are like literally burning up. That's the
Yeah.
Bitcoin network really taxes. It's the only thing that taxes your computer more than a 60 frame full 4K game. It's mining Bitcoin. So if you can mine heavy Bitcoin, you can pretty
Mm.
much play any AAA game with no problem. 60 frames, easy.
Is it just me, or does it seem like the games are just getting bigger and bigger every time, and more cumbersome at times?
So it goes up, man.
Yeah, no,
Tactics,
I mean
man.
by bigger and bigger, bigger in gigabytes.
In gigabyte, in capacity, in the size of the
Yeah,
file. Yeah, game file size and everything.
remember because most of these games now, if you notice, they're adding more content. Why it's such more bigger? You get me?
Yeah.
And
Because
it's 4K. So you got to remember HDR 4K. So these
4K,
models,
yes, also the imaging of the image, yeah, that also adds more
Graphics.
gigabytes. Yeah,
yeah,
processor.
model, the model of a 4K model is going to be more data than
For
a
frames. Yeah,
1080 model.
yeah, for
Right.
frames per second. Yeah.
Yeah, because you got to still show those amount of pixels, and 4K is way more pixels.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mhm.
it gets extremely more. What I say, the HDR stuff, the ray tracing, and that's what I was telling you too, Louis. Let me know what kind of GPU you're looking at. You want to kind of get, now they've changed it up a little more. GeForce and AMD is starting to be, a more comparable with the GeForce stuff. Although AMD is typically a little cheaper than GeForce, but when you get your board, so if you're going to go with an AMD system, sometimes using an AMD GPU would be better. It would actually, some of the Threadripper AMD stuff, you'll actually get more lanes for your video if you use a AMD GPU versus going and get, let's say, a GeForce GPU, unless you have a GeForce chipset. So keep in mind, you can always, use them interchangeably. It's PC, but if you have an AMD Threadripper or anything of that nature for as your processor, make sure that if you're going to get a GPU, get an AMD GPU that actually that works with your processor. That's another thing that people don't tell you. That squeeze a couple more frames per second and probably save you about $200 or $300 in the process.
Interesting. I mean, we got a little tech talk up in here. This shows how multifaceted we are.
Oh yeah, man! I just made a Python dashboard, bro, for the crypto stuff I'm working on now, man. Python's so crazy. I actually wanted to see my money increasing per second, so I had to go and do some research on the APR and stuff. And I actually made a Python dashboard that actually tells me per second how much money I'm making on my crypto stakes. It's wonderful.
All right. And actually extremely helpful.
Hey, didn't you say you had some crypto on there, Bay? Bay still there?
He's somewhere around. Give him a minute.
You talking to me?
Yeah, didn't you say you had some crypto stuff set up?
I'm sorry, say it again. I'm chewing.
Must be some good grub.
Yeah, no, I was trying to ask. Didn't you say at one point you had some crypto stuff you was working on?
Yeah, a crypto that you can get off of Venmo. Like I threw money on that. I turned a profit on that. I was just waiting on I think it'll probably be summer when Trump dumps because they gotta balance the budget first. They're gonna dump money in that to offset breaks. That's just gonna skyrocket.
Yeah, man. I've actually been working on some a dashboard that I'm doing some staking on. I'm actually doing it on Coinbase. Um, what I would recommend if you can grab a hardware wallet for some of your crypto. I know Venmo is pretty good. It's like Cash App. They do charge a little more for its fees when it comes down to trading and or cashing out. Um, it's similar to Coinbase or anyone else, but if you get an individual wallet like a Kepler wallet, that's what I'm using now. You get more access to your coin. You own your wallet, and let's just say Venmo gets mad at you and they want to lock your coins up. Well, which they can do, like Coinbase or Cash App or anyone else does the exchange. When you own your own wallet, you determine when you get your money, when you take it out, and no one can ever mess with it. And that's what I've been using now, and using a staking mechanism with that. You can actually stake some of those coins, so you don't have to wait necessarily for it to, let's just say, come up to sell it or make your money or trade. You can actually take that balance and then go into a Kepler wallet, go into a hub, stake it. You know what I'm saying? And then you'll be able to get, in some cases, the new Babylon coin is giving 33% APR.
Oh, okay.
So you're not just, and you can still use it. It's not going anywhere. I think Atom, it takes 21 days to unstake. So there's some period of unstaking, but the money's still there. But every day that it's staking, you can actually go on there, and let's just say you had $1,000 in there. You'll be making 33% of that $1,000 every single second. It's crazy.
Are you serious?
Man, bro, I'm making a dashboard for my Atom staking right now. Matter of fact, I got it on here. Let me
Can you email me?
Yeah.
Info?
Yeah, sure.
It's bittertruthshow@gmail.com. I'm in my room. I ain't got like no writing instruments or nothing. I'm sitting here in the dark eating a sandwich.
What is it again?
bittertruthshow@gmail.com.
Oh, so you being very saucy.
What you mean?
Snacking on your sandwich at night?
What type of
You in
sandwich
the
you have
dark?
in here?
Pastrami and salami. Pastrami and salami. Oh, and roast beef.
Okay.
I got
That's
3.
a lot of meat.
Yeah.
Pause.
Myself.
We getting all the DI. Hey, man, call Soros, man. We need to
I
get
know.
you checked, man.
Oh my God.
No, stupid. No, but here's a stock tip. U.S. Steel,
Mm-hmm.
you can still get that for under like $42.
Right.
Apple, because although there's the tariffs, but Trump froze the tariffs on as far as the products that the stuff that Apple needs
Mm-hmm.
until
Foxconn.
Apple said to get their stuff together here, either in the U.S. or find another buyer. And Nvidia, he was saying today with the El Salvadorian president there, he was like, "Yo, like with Nvidia, we're getting ready to build this massive AI center."
Damn.
Yeah, Nvidia, man. That's crazy that they're gonna do that. That's gonna boost Nvidia stock as well.
Yeah, I've been sitting on it. I mean, when he hit with the tariffs, I watched my Apple and Nvidia stock drop down, but I wasn't afraid. But that U.S. Steel, it never dropped.
Well, what I tell people is this: when it drops, and I had this conversation with my cousin because he does more like what you're talking about, like traditional stock market trading.
Mm-hmm.
And from me coming from a crypto deal, right, it's a lot different than stock trading, but it's similar. And I was telling him about the Atom, and he was like, "Hey, man, the Atom just went down. You're staking. I'm getting 15% off that. That's if you can, if you could actually big my screen up. This is the dashboard that I created for it. So what happens is that it goes down. I think it went down to like $3 or something.
Mm-hmm.
And man, aren't you getting scared that it's going down? I'm like, no, because this is when I buy it again. I hope it does go down.
Buy low, yeah.
Buy
Buy
low,
low,
and
sell
then
high.
yeah, then I don't. What I'm doing now, but I'm not selling.
No,
So
don't.
if you take Royston Gibbs off their comment right there, so you can see the bottom of it. I'm trying to show you the bottom.
All right, hold on.
Damn, look at that.
All right, there it is, right there. Let me see if I can zoom it because you got your stuff on there. So if you can see it. I might have to zoom it in. Let me see here if I can fix that. Oh, I'll zoom out. Okay, yeah, zoom out. All right, there we go. So now you see where it says there in green. I made it green because I was like, I want to see my money going up, right? I don't want some. You feel me?
Yeah,
I want to show
uh,
me the money. Show me the money, right?
yeah.
So this is a representation of every second that what I have staked. I have currently, I think, 68, roughly 70 coins staked for Cosmos. I'm getting 15% off that. And the current price for Cosmos, I think, is $4.20 or some shit. So you're getting 15% of $4.20 times 70 coins.
Well, I don't have
And
my glasses on. So what is that line that is looks like it's on a straight climb up? What is that?
that is the Cosmos Atom staking over time since I started it. So
Oh, so that's the value of the coin.
that is the accruement of the interest that I'm gaining every second.
Now see, don't make me angry. Because I want to be angry. I want that money.
Yes, get
Here's my
angry.
question though with
When I
Coinbase.
figured this out, I'm like, why didn't they not tell us that this should exist? I'm like, my God, because if you deal with American government in banking and IRS, you stick fucking $1,000 into a 3%, if you're getting that savings account that's giving you a 3% yield, let's say at Chase or Fargo, you're not going to get any of that money for, like, sometimes they'll cash that out to you quarterly, they'll cash that out to you monthly, but you don't really get a chance to see what they're doing. They can say they're giving you 3%, but do you really know? You have to back test that and check that, right? Now
Exactly.
they're getting way more than 3% on your money in the bank, even if it's in your checking account, on your credit card, or on your savings. But where Cosmos differs is you can put this inside of Cosmos, stake it, get 15%, and guess when I can when you see that 29,000 atom right there. Guess how long it takes me to cash that out when I want to cash it out instead of a week or a month or a quarter or a year. Guess how quick
Instantly?
I can cash it out.
Instantly?
I can cash it out instantly with a
Yeah,
minor.
you emailed me this stuff, right? Or you're going to. Is that
Yeah,
true?
yeah. What you would have to do to start it up would be you could actually do it through Venmo. I'm not sure how your fee stuff is set up on Venmo, but do you have a Coinbase?
I do not. That's what I was about to ask you because Coinbase, I get emails from them because it's like I put in my info, but I mean, Coinbase comes off like a scam to me, but I
No,
guess it's not. It just scares me like it looks like it.
Coinbase was one of the original exchanges.
Okay.
Now they've gotten on the stock market now, but they've got a public offering now, but back in the days they didn't. And Coinbase was one of the original exchanges, so they're cool. Matter of fact, they're great. You know what I'm saying? But they're like Venmo and Cash App as well because they're an exchange, so you don't own your wallet. So if they get mad at you or the federal government says, "Hey, Monsanto Bay has been acting bad with the IRS," they can freeze your shit up, right? So whereas like a Kepler wallet, when you own your own wallet, the government can't come and get it. The only time that they can mess with you is when you try to go and put it in your bank account. So you know what I'm saying? It's safer like that. But with Coinbase, when I'm telling you how to do this Cosmos deal, you can stake money on Coinbase using Cosmos. They give you 14%. They take one off the top. But when I back tested it, I had it on there. I had like $100 on there for like almost like 6 to 12 months. I
Right.
wasn't even looking at it. I was checking it. I was like, man, what am I seeing? I wasn't really being able to see the money. And by the time I looked at year to date, the interest gained off of it was paltry. It was like maybe 71 cents or some shit. I'm like, man, I ain't making no money off this shit. Well, I talked to the guys on Discord and they're like, man, you're on Coinbase with it? No, you need to get over here and make your own wallet. This, and that. Well, we'll get you set up. You need a validator, this and that. This shit was all like fucking Chinese to me. When I figured it out and I went on there and they said, yeah, man, you put it on here. We'll let you get your interest every day if you want it. And Coinbase don't have to have nothing to do with it. And I was like, what? So I did it like for a month and with $30 versus $100 over 6 months to a year, I made 71 cents over there on Coinbase. Same coin, same APR. Had it over on Kepler wallet using the actual Cosmos delegation and validators. I had made $1 off of $30 in under 30 days. So I had made more money in 30 days with $30 than I had made over 6 to 12 months with $100. So I said, man, Coinbase is stealing my money. So I said, man, this is where the money's at on this interest blast. So I'm like, oh man, so let's create a ticker dashboard so that based on the amount that's staked, based on the APR, I can have it real time show me how much money I'm making per second. And when I want to reinvest my rewards, I've got a button here where I can just reinvest the rewards. And then that compounds my interest. And that's why you keep putting it in there. You don't want to sell. Because once you sell, you kill your position. And then now you're waiting for the next low to buy low, buy high. But once Bitcoin, gets up to 80 and $100,000, probably going to go even higher, like you said, after Trump does that big bill, to get in on the ground floor is going to be impossible. So whatever you got, you need to be able to make money off of that and don't get rid of it because it's going to go up higher. I mean, they said it wouldn't go to $50,000. It's every time they say it's not going to do something, it does the exact opposite. It's a straight up trajectory, pretty much. So I would keep any Bitcoin. If you got Bitcoin, keep it. Just get your diversification up and start doing some stuff like this. I can actually use this Python app too. So if you got other coins that you might have bought I can actually factor in those coins as well, and you can actually switch them out interchangeably. So you can use Bitcoin rewards, Ethereum, Litecoin, Dogecoin, whatever, and you can just put it in there. So it's universal. This program dashboard is universal, so anybody could use it for any coin. So if you guys need it, I can. If you guys got Python, I can send you the distributable, and you guys can run it on your own computer, free of charge, man. Just letting you guys
Please
know.
send it. Please send it. What's going on with somebody kept talking about XLP or XLR or something like that?
XRP.
Yeah, what's going on with that?
XRP came up, man. It's gonna go up again. I remember when XRP was what you could get XRP for 5 cents. I remember those days. I had a lot of it until the FCC banned it because they called it a security, and then it got locked up in FCC hell. And then when Biden got in, it was just they locked it down. And if you had XRP, you could not in the United States, you could not buy it anymore, and you couldn't trade it. The only thing you could do was sell it.
Hmm.
So I wind up selling it because I was like, hey, I was like, man, the FCC is gonna come down on them. They had it locked up in Supreme Court for so long, and they finally let it out. Well, when they did that, it went up to $1 and something. It's probably gonna go up to they're saying XRP can go to $10, and I believe it will. I believe it could go up to 50. It could go up to $100.
Damn. So
When
you
that will
put like
happen, not sure.
$200 on that. Oh Lord.
Yeah, XRP is it's a security. It does work. I don't shop in meme coins, scam coins, or shit coins.
Oh, of
Every
course.
coin that I invest in has to do work. If it doesn't do any work, you get yourself open for a pump and dump. And then you see it skyrocket. Someone gives you a tip. Hey man, this shit coin here, it's gonna go up. And you look at it, it's $1. The next day it's fucking $30. Oh man, we're winning. And then the guys that holding the bag,
Hey,
they sell
Striker,
all.
could you do me a
Yep.
favor? Explain what a meme coin is and a shit coin.
So
Aquila.
a meme coin, perfect example, Hawk Tour. Okay, so Hawk Tour, she's a meme. I mean, we know her. She's a meme, right? So she capitalizes on her fame. Some smart guy, it was this dude, I forgot his name, comes, she didn't know nothing about this shit. He's like, hey, you got big time, we'll get you on a podcast, we'll get the tour coin, the Hawk 2 coin, we'll get you in there. And then what they do the initial offering, the IBO, whatever, and the initial public offering, and then she'll shill it, but she's got, she's popular. So, you get on a big channel, 500,000 some subscriber channel, and you say, hey, you guys put as much as you can. We're gonna go to the moon with this. And then they go to the moon with it. What they do is they already then bought this coin. They own so much of it, and they owned it when it was like paltry, like maybe you could get 100 of them for 10 cents. And then once they get the suckers to buy it, it increased the market cap. So each share now is worth more. So what Haktua and her guys do is wait till it balloons up to the biggest part. So let's say they started with $250,000. They have got it boosted up to 10 million. Well, they sell all of their shares right then. And then you obviously owning less shares as them because they was able to buy 100 shares for 10 cents. You buying on the way up, and you thinking it's gonna go up even higher. Well,
Nope.
when they sell all of their millions of shares of that shit, then the market cap goes down, and as the market cap goes down, the price per coin goes down, and now you're left stuck with the bag. And since the coin doesn't do any work, hence the meme coin, like Lewis was saying, since it doesn't do any work on the network, then there's no case use to use it. So once it goes down to $0, it'll never come back.
Yep.
Wham bam, thank you, man.
Mhm.
Classic.
I mean, they do it in the stock market all the time, but the FCC is big on that insider trading shit. But crypto is a wild, wild west, man. So, you know, you can get in trouble for doing it. I mean, they had one of those Democratic operatives that sold all the Democrats some bad crypto deal. He was doing the same thing. And he had everybody. He had Hillary Clinton on that shit. I mean, I
Oh, I
think Nancy,
remember him. Go ahead.
yeah, I think Nancy lost a couple dollars. Not much though, because you know, she got all the insider tips. She lost a couple dollars on that too, though.
Whatever she lost, she could. It was money she was able to lose because she was gonna make up for it later on.
Oh yeah, she's fucking rich, man. That woman got. That's what I say. The crypto market, it's a wild west, but it's similar to financing. The definancification of it makes it good for me. A shit coin, on the other hand, would be a coin that doesn't do any work, doesn't have any mean value, and that, let's say, it was artificially pumped by hackers or uh, you know, unscrupulous people to, you know, maybe launder money or just to pump the coin up and make people think. And they'll have one guy on podcast be like, hey, you know, here's shitcoin. And I predict that shitcoin's gonna go up to $1. And right now, you know, you can get 100 of them for a penny. And then you'll be like, oh man, you know, shitcoin, man, you know, shitcoin podcaster says shitcoin is gonna go up to $1. And right now it's 100 of them for a penny. And then you go and you
And what
buy
do
the
you get in the
shitcoin
end?
and
And
he
what do you get in
cashes
the
it
end?
out.
Number shit.
You get shit. You start off with shit. You put shit on top of shit on top of shit. You just end up with a whole bunch of shit. And that's what a shit coin is.
And now all you got left, and all you got right there is a whole pile of shit to show for
Yeah. I mean, you could probably buy some lint out of your pocket with it after that.
it.
You'll probably have to pay Coinbase to get nothing, though. You'll have to pay a fee to receive nothing. So, you know, you could probably get that lint out your pocket. That'd be about all it's going to get. Um, that's why I use Atom as a case study, because I like Atom because it's a cross-platform interoperability blockchain that allows you to get away from some of the fees that, let's say, Coinbase charges or Ethereum for the gas fees. You want to move money around the network, so you want to buy some Bitcoin and trade Ethereum for it. You don't want to use the exchange, where you could just use the interoperability network and then just use your wallet to use the exchange, your own wallet, instead of using the exchange. And now you can be able to get that at a cheaper rate. And that's what Cosmos does. So their mechanism is, we want to stake and have liquidity for people that want to move $1 million here, move $1 million there on Bitcoin network or any network. And what we'll do is, if you stake the coins with us, meaning lock that money up in liquidity, we'll give you a percentage, because our smart contracts are going out every day. So we'll give you a percentage of that money. So it's basically like they're loaning money. It's like a bank, but not a bank, but similar, where they would just loan out the money and validate transactions on the network, Bitcoin, Ethereum, all the different type of networks. And then once those fees get settled, then they pay you 15% of whatever money you had to facilitate those transactions. So it does work. And I thought that it was less risk averse, because even at $4.12, I'm getting 15% off that. So even if, like, let's just say, well, I want to go take my 15% to the bank and I'm gonna let Uncle Sam, you know, fix that. Well, even if you got 15% in the bank right now, with the inflation, by the time you reach the end of the year, that shit gonna get sucked up in inflation.
Yep.
So if you were starting off with 15% on $4, and Adam has been up to 21, I think it's up to 40 at one point, but it's typically around about 7 or 8. Normally, when it resets, it'll probably go back up to $8 to $10. And what happens is that now your coins that you have are worth more. And even if I'm getting 15% at the bank at Wells Fargo on $1, well, I'm getting 15% at Atom, and Atom's average price is $4. So even if I do have it in there, yeah, it's a risk, but it's 4 times stronger than the dollar. So I can't lose unless the coin bottoms out to under $1, which it will not, because the market cap is steady, because everybody's money is locked up in the stake. So people can't just run away with the money. You know what I'm saying? It's 21 days before they can run away with the money. So you'll have enough time. If it's going down, you'd have enough time to move your assets around. You know, you can't do that with the dollar because, you know, as they continue to print money, your value just goes down and shit just starts getting higher.
Yeah, because you know, it's like I was trying to explain to the brothers. I was like, you know how like you work your job, you got your 401k, and then you get that 401k packet in the mail. You open it up and you see all these little numbers, you know, numbers after decimal points. Like that's your money. That's what they're investing in, all these little shit companies talking about some growing your 401k. Like, man, like you're better off taking your own money and investing it in, you know, like stock market and all that stuff. Like you'll come out better than you would with the company investing your money, because I mean you at least you know what you're investing in. Am I making sense?
Yeah.
I'm glad you made that point because you just said that. I mean, it's perfect for what we're doing. We're looking at these decimal numbers here. So you just said that you're looking at your 401k. They have these decimals on there, and it's like all these zeros. You know, you got you know the one, you know, the left of the zero, and then you've got all the other digits. So it's typically 6 digits and micro point accumulation. So just take a look at that green thing. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got 5 digits and a 7-digit after that decimal. So basically, once this cracks over to 7 digits, it'll make 100,000. So when it makes 100,000, once it makes 1,000,000, then it'll turn over, and then you'll get 1 on the left side of the decimal, and that equals basically 1 coin. So whatever that coin is worth at the time is what that is worth, and that is how much you're making per day. So you typically want to make at least. I'm shooting to try to make at least 1 coin per day. The guy who put me on it, he's got about, I think, 33,000 atoms, and he is roughly about $116,000 that he's got in there. And I think he makes close to about $1,000 a week. So roughly about $3,000 to $4,000 a month.
That's a part-time job.
He's in Dubai. Guy's 26. He's in Dubai. He's going back. I said, man, what do you do with that? He said, man, I don't touch it. He said, I don't touch. He said, every day I reinvest it into the compound interest. He said, when I started it off, I had about $3,000, and he was doing buy low, sell high stuff, and he was taking it and putting it into here using that 15%. And I was like, man, and it's been about 4 or 5 years. Coinbase actually turned me on to him. I said, man, I wish I would have had that money in there then, because it's an overtime deal. It ain't gonna make you $1 million tomorrow. But like you said, bro, if you was able to select that yourself, you make your own damn retirement account. Why do I need to worry about who is running Home Depot and whoever the hell is in charge of our IRA and our 401k up here? They done made some bad decisions and went and got on Nancy Pelosi's shit after the shit and ran the shit to the ground. And now, you know, I ain't making shit but a couple of decimals. You know what I'm saying? They just stole my damn money. And you can't cry to nobody. You can't say nothing. It's just your 401k. You got to deal with it, you know, or you have to wait to cash it out now, because you got to wait. And then, if you cash it out early, man, they damn near charge you 30% of your fucking principal if you charge the shit out early.
You gotta roll that shit over to an IRA.
Only way. Because if you try to take it down early, man, I'm telling you, they will charge you 15 to 30% on your money. That's highway robbery.
Yeah, my cousin, she turned, because you know she's the family accountant. She turned me on to all this shit. She was like, you better do something with this money. Like, don't just be sitting on it or spending it. So like, you better invest it. And you know, I had been wanting to invest like over 10 years ago, but you know,
what's a good investment nowadays?
Huh?
Hang on, I know I'm the musically inclined one here, but Alexa, can you play "Money Don't Matter Tonight" by Prince? Thank you. With that being said, sometimes you gotta be careful who you want, where you want to invest it, because so much uncertainty. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, man.
Am I wrong for saying what I'm saying?
Look, I've
You
been
gotta
listening.
look. You gotta
Look,
look, bro. Like what the dude told me. I was asking him, I mean, how in the hell you get $116,000 up in this damn thing? You 26 years old. So, man, what the hell was you doing? And a lot of these big time guys, bro, they do not want to tell you their secret sauce. And I don't blame
Hey,
them, right?
hey,
They don't want to tell you. But I'm telling you, a
Mhm.
good investment is something to look for yourself. And I had to go and do my due diligence. And I went out and I looked on Coinbase. So I said Coinbase is very good. And I will send you guys a link. And it gives us both money if you go in there and if you log in, I think it gives you like $20 or something. And it gives me like 10. Everybody that uses the link. And you can go and get the learning rewards. There's about $100 worth of free money that you can use immediately once you do your KYC, which is just basically uploading your ID because they're gonna give you 1099 or whatever. But they'll give you free money. And what you do is you go and you take a look at some of the market caps. Go and take a look at the daily transference of it, how much money has been traded during the day. And then you go up there to the top and you can go and choose, 1 day, 1 month, 1 week, 1 year, all time. And you go and take a look at where it started. You go and look at the highs, you look at the lows, and then do a little number crunch. Find the mean. So you sample from the highest to the lowest, and then sample the mid range, second highs, the second lows, and stretch it out over a year, you know, to date, and then look for the mean. So this is the mean, which is the average price of this coin for the year. What did it do the year before? Is it up? Is it down? And then you take a look. Well, you take a look at the market cap. Is the market cap rising? What's some of the news? What is it doing? You know, start looking at it like that. And like I say, Bitcoin, high as hell, obviously is 64% of the market. You can't really lose with it. It's going to go back up to $100,000. When Trump does this deal, probably going to skyrocket. I can see it going to 125. That'll be probably the next high. Um, Ethereum, although it's low right now, but the smart contracts are ran on Ethereum network, especially with Ethereum 2.0 and 3.0. Can't really lose with it. If it's down, buy it because it's going to go back up. Bitcoin Cash, which is Cash App, can't really lose with that. Um, Atom, I like Atom because you can do DeFi, so I can get interest off of it. Babylon coin is coming out. They're giving 30%. And I think Babylon is only like 21 cents a share right now. So, and they're giving 30% on that. So if you could get some Babylon coins, I would stake up with some Babylon. Zeta Chain, I just got paid off of a Zeta Chain deal. And there's a gaming one too. I just got paid something off the gaming one. There's one that they're doing for NFTs and gaming. What the hell is the name of it? It's on my Coinbase. Let's see. They're doing some stuff. This is not financial advice. You have to say that. This is not financial advice. This is just we're just talking here. You have to say that because we're not a financial advice channel. So I have to say that, just to cover Lewis, we're not telling you what to buy. That's a big thing you have to say.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's weird, ain't it?
All right, here's Zeta Chain right here. So Zeta Chain
CYA ain't shattered.
is
Always
24
remember.
cents.
Hold on a second, just a minute. Shattered.
Yeah.
To quote Snowman, a snowman was once told by his father, Papa Snow. Always remember these three initials, CYA, or in your case, CYMFA.
And that
Cover
is
your motherfucking ass.
damn straight.
Mhm.
Diversify. So there's
Diversify,
this
but
one,
careful what you diversify in.
Leo Gaming. Okay, that is it's a puzzle arcade crypto. Sounds fucking crazy, right? But Coinbase, this is a learning reward. So everybody listening, you guys, I'll put the link in the chat if you guys want to join, and I think you get $20 if you use my link. Okay. But once you get KYC, you can go and get these free money. This is free money. So as you guys can see on the right-hand side, they give you a couple of dollars. They give you 25 cents here, a dollar there, 25 cents there, $5, 50 cents, 50 cents. And once you do that, they'll give you that money and it'll go into your assets. This is just one of the learning reward modules. If you have a car with a smart radio, you can do the demo coin. There's $30 there. You need a car though that has a smart radio on it. Real estate on chain, they got $33 for that. The Zeta chain has got $3.75 for that. And Coinbase One has another $3. I've done most of them. So you say it says 75. But if you guys get on there, and you guys use the link, once you do your KYC, you'll probably, because I've done about $100 worth of this stuff at least. So you guys might see about $200 worth of free money there. And basically, you just go in here and, it's pretty simple. You go and you click it and it'll ask you, well, let me see if I can make it a little bigger. You guys can see it. So basically, it's just they're training you on what the coin is, and they'll tell you, hey, they'll tell you about what Zeta Chain does. You'll say, okay, you go next here, and there's like a little slideshow here. Simplifying universal access to crypto, blah blah blah, universal access to base, and when you get done with it. I've already completed this, so you won't be able to see it, but there'll be a right here on the right-hand side, there'll be another arrow, and they just ask you a question. And it's going to be within there, you can go back and open book test it. And every time you answer it, they give you the free money. And as soon as you answer it, you can go right back here. It'll show you completed, and you can go to your assets right then, and you can go and pull it up. So Zeta Chain, I've got 4 right here. I got 10 demos. I got 1 Aleo, and I got some Cosmos. I don't have a lot of money in Coinbase. When I get my money on Coinbase, I send it straight over to my Kepler wallet. And that's the most important part because Kepler, as you can see, I'll show you guys, this is the back end of what I have created on the dashboard. So Kepler here, I'll show you guys. So this is the wallet that you guys should get. So you can download this wallet. You can download this wallet for extension for Chrome. You can download on your phone, and you can use it for Firefox. And as you can see right here, it shows you your total staking value, your available value, your total wallet value, it has your asset type per chain. And if you click here on staking, this is how I created the my own personal dashboard, and you'll see why I did that here if it ever wants to load. So here we go. All right, it's loading. So the reason why I created it because I want to see my money going up. And as you can see, as this loads, it's kind of slow sometimes. There we go. All right, it's loading. So now, give it a second. All right, there we go. So now, as it loads, it'll load up all of your rewards, and it'll show you your APR. Once it finished loading, here we go. APR 15.39, and that can change. I've seen it go as high as 17% on Cosmos. It'll tell you the amount of the coin per coin, which is $4.14, your total amount of coins, your staked amount, the commission, whoever runs the validation network gets 5% off each one of your transactions, which is nothing. And now you see where it says claim, it says 3567. So if I go over here to Dash, you can see the Cosmos rewards. So it's 3673. So my calculator is off by a second. So when I started it, it's off for a second. So that's taking into effect the second, but it's almost right there, as you guys can see. So that's why I wanted that, because you see here, it's not going up. And I'm like, man, well, I don't want to keep hitting refresh to see where my money is looking at. So instead of that, I just created the dashboard with Python. So now I can see it loading as it goes. And if I want to reinvest my rewards at any time, I hit that button and it reinvests those rewards and then starts compounding the interest off of that number. And you can use Coinbase getting these free little things here, and you can actually go over and with the free money start making interest off of your stuff right now. So I'll put the invitation in the chat for you guys. If you guys want to use the invitation, you get a free $20 for doing it.
How if it's possible, maybe you could send it to me on WhatsApp.
Oh yeah, I can send it to you on WhatsApp. I'm just gonna
Thank you.
hit copy and I'll put it in the back chat for you guys, and I'll put it in the chat if it allows me. Let's see here. Oh no, it's not working. I need to go back. What did I do? Oh, it's in the other one. There it is. All right, I got it. Okie doke. There it is. You guys want to use that link, and
Muchas gracias.
you'll get free money off of that. So just a quick thing. If you guys any questions, I've actually have another one with Pi as well. That's the one I was telling Lewis about. Chaos is on Pi with me right now. And that's free coins. Chaos, I was telling them about the Pi earlier, but what the Pi is mining. And instead of you using a computer to mine, you can use your cell phone or your tablet or what have you. You can use that, and you can have that set up as your personal miner, and you can make Pi coins every day, every 24 hours. You just hit the button, and it generates free coin every day. So Lewis has the link on that one. If he wants to share it, everybody, you can share it. You know, we're all on the same thing. So basically, as people get in the validation pool, the more people that we get, the more money we make every second. That's how it works.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I may not know much about money and everything, but going back to the PC regarding like PCs and hardware and all that, and also gaming. Are you guys familiar with a company called Glitzco?
What do they make?
Blizzard?
Oh, what they do is like they create like little platforms that you can use to put your like consoles on, and they have like these like they have like these little structures that like shelves that you can install on the wall. I'll send you all the link to the company.
All right.
You said it's got what?
Let me send you the link to the company so you guys can see for yourselves what they do.
Okay.
Y'all have to excuse me. I'm having a hard time talking. I got like a canker sore on my tongue.
Now you gotta quit eating that bad pussy, man. Stop eating that bad pussy.
No, I
Yeah,
put it inside
man.
my tongue.
Leave Keisha alone.
Okay, first of all, I appreciate the jokes. But first of all, you should know me better than that. When it comes to eating the coochie and everything. 1, I don't mess with nobody. 2, I insist on getting tested for anything. 3, if I am going to eat the coochie, gotta break out the dental dam for my own protection.
So you
And let's not forget, Red Fox taught us one of the most important lessons when it comes to relationships or intimacy. You got to wash your ass. You'd be surprised at the level of pollution in the area the size of a dime, or 50-cent piece, or a silver dollar.
So you saying Eritreans don't eat pussy then? What you saying?
Oh man, a lot of people don't eat, but you'd be surprised. A lot of Africans don't. There are those who do, but
Hey, man, look, I feel you, dog. You know what I'm saying? Don't say no to Keisha. The dental dam,
yeah.
hey, I'm with you on that. You better get you some dental dam or something, because these hoes ain't shit. I wouldn't be sticking my tongue in nothing that walking away.
Let me tell you something, dude. Growing up in East Africa, man, I am grateful because they were teaching us Yeah, as questionable as the sex ed was, they were teaching us the importance of wrapping up the rascal because because this is the early 90s, man. HIV/AIDS was no fucking joke. Even now. You know what I'm saying? And Africa is
Yeah,
still the
wrap
forefront
it
when
up,
it comes to the
dog.
battle of
Wrap it up.
HIV. Mm-hmm.
Wrap it up, man. Wrap
it up. You know,
dog.
my biggest problem was that what they had but what they had available for wrapping it up, they were like, it wasn't for people who were average size. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just stay celibate and just not mess with anybody until I can get some adequate protection. Thank God I
Hey,
came
man,
here because when I got here, I
lamb,
became a condom connoisseur.
double lamb skin, man.
Oh no! Don't double wrap because what happens is they will cause friction. You can tear them both.
I'm just bullshitting, dog. I'm looking at this damn GTA 6. If this shit actually looks like this, I'll pay $100 damn dollars. Take my money.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what if that's what they got? My question is, what are they saving? What are they holding back to sell as DLC?
The DLC is gonna be they don't have to remake the wheel namer. Their DLC is free.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're gonna have a bunch of missions, what you're gonna do, and with that,
Heist.
and they're gonna sell you cars and a submarine and a plane and a yacht. And you're probably, since it's Florida, you're gonna be able to buy a pet alligator. So
Yeah, the submarine gameplay is gonna be ridiculous. I can see
narco subs.
yeah, that's coming, that's for sure. I mean, I'm sure that the underwater portion of it is gonna be ridiculous. I wouldn't even put it past they'll put fucking Atlantis down there and it's probably gonna be a mission underneath the water somewhere you gotta go or chase down some USOs or some fucking shit like that underneath the damn water. I bet you that that's coming. And that I don't know how big this stage is, but I've heard that it's bigger than Los Santos and San Andreas combined and Vice City combined. I've heard that. I don't know how true it is, but if it's bigger than all three of the other games, that's good. And remember, they never charge you for DLC in Grand Theft Auto 5. They gave you the DLC pack for free.
Mm-hmm.
And then the money that you had to spend to get the new items, you bought the shark card. And you could buy $2 million, right? I think $2 million is like 20 bucks or some shit. And then like, $1 million was $10 or something. And then like $500,000 was $5 or some shit like that. But you can just do the heists and make the money and grind it and grind it and grind it. And and I like that because it's not necessarily pay to win, but if I want to pay the money to get this badass jet and I have not had enough crew interaction, like you said, Louis, you already got the crew stuff set up. That'll be easier for you guys to do where you wouldn't have to spend the money. But the Johnny come latelys that just want to buy everything right there, yeah, I mean, they're going to spend that damn money. They're going to spend it.
Yeah.
But the actual pack is free.
Okay, Chatter, this is the website I was talking about. It's called hideitmounts.com.
Hide it, mounts.
Yeah. It's like
HID.
basically wall mount. HIDEITMOUNTS.
Okay. Hide it, mounts.
Yeah, basically you can you can put up like mounts. You can have like little specific mounts where you can like put your consoles and stuff on the walls.
Oh yeah. I see what you mean. It's like a rack.
Yeah, all these racks and stuff like that.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, hey, hey, if I can give y'all info that'd be helpful for y'all, share it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be using any consoles, so not gonna help me out. But I mean, when I did have consoles, I would definitely probably use that because that'll keep your shit off the ground. You could put a cooler underneath it. That's be pretty cool.
If you have a
Wouldn't be bad.
PC but you have a PC and everything, that might come in handy in some of the stuff. You never know. Because I remember like I had like a desktop setup and everything. Makes it easier to hide things away. Wires don't get tangled up. You know, I myself I prefer simpler things. It is what it is. It comes in handy. It's because, especially considering they're just like stateside from where I stand. They don't do anything up here in Europe.
Yeah, I mean, well, you can have
Only reason I have this information is because I got cousins stateside in Canada. I get this stuff because they're into gaming stuff.
Yeah, I'm looking at them. I see what they got. I mean, I could make that. I could just fab it out. I just put, I could fab that. But I mean, if I had a couple of consoles, I'll probably find some use with it. But I could just go to Home Depot and just buy, a rack and just stick it on the wall. You know what I'm saying?
Improvise
But
everything. You blue collar. You know how to. You know how to put things together.
I'll fabricate some shit on your ass. And shit. If I see something that costs too much money, I'm just like, all right, can I fabricate this? I'm already building that shit in my head. I'm like, I'm looking at the price. Okay, at Home Depot, I can build this shit for $10, and they want 100. I'm going to Home Depot.
And we got shit. Up here in Norway, we got a couple. Up here in Scandinavia, there's a couple companies that are similar to Home Depot. I mean, you probably fall in love with some of the stuff they got here.
Have you guys heard about that company now that just got an approval for the nuclear batteries?
No.
Which company is this?
And I got to go back and look them up. They were featured on it was a Google article I was reading, and they just got approved for it. And it's basically a low yield, low isotopic radiation damage battery that they're using. I don't know what they're using, but I know they used to use thorium back in the days. The Russians used thorium a lot. And I think in the size of a shoebox, they could make a thorium reactor that could give out 1,000 watts for, I think, 30 years, 40 years. Some of them even bigger, like two
I'd have
sizes
to
of a
ask about
shoebox.
safety precautions on that one.
Thorium is way less radioactive than, let's just say, plutonium or uranium, and thorium cannot be used for weapons. It's got a lower half-life, still pretty dangerous if you don't get it all the way tamped down, but the thermal on it is pretty good. But this particular battery is actually even better, and they just I guess that would be the World Energy, whoever this does that. They've actually approved them to start doing it.
How do you play that video on your camera?
What video?
That
The one
trailer.
you got, the trailer of
Grand Theft Auto? Oh,
Yeah.
just bring up you got OBS, right?
Yeah.
So just bring up your OBS, and then when you get in OBS, just go into your scene menu, and then when you go in the scene menu, let's say it's a video that's locally on your hard drive, you can just go to media source and load that up into your menu. Or if it's like a window, like this is a YouTube video, you'll just separate the YouTube video and make it in its own window, and then click Start Virtual Camera, and then just go back to OBS where you're and change your camera input from your video camera that's on your laptop. Change it to OBS Virtual Camera, and it'll play whatever you got in OBS.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, it's the virtual camera feature on there.
Oh. Man, I'm hurt.
Yeah, once you press it, well, I think once you got OBS installed, so if you go to your StreamYard settings right now where your camera is and go to camera, if you go down in your drop-down box, it should say OBS Virtual Camera, and you can switch it to that, and then you can go into your OBS, and then you set the scene up, whatever you want to play. Like, let's say you find a video, okay, you just separate that video in its own window, and then you just hit the scene, add window, add that window, make it full screen or whatever, and then just go hit start virtual camera, and and then just unmute your camera, and then it'll play whatever it is. And when I hit mute, it'll go back to this, and then when I take it off, it'll go back to the virtual camera like that. I'm just pressing that. While I'm just hitting stop cam, it'll go back to my avatar, and then I hit start cam, and then it'll go back to the OBS virtual camera. So whatever's playing in OBS, it'll play it in place of your webcam. It'll play it through there. Just a quick way to, maybe share something. Let's say, if you were on a stream, I have this muted. I don't know if the sound will play directly through because I'm talking, but there's a way that you can do it where you can actually pump the sound through there. But if I got it playing, usually I'll just unmute the volume and just let it play through the microphone. But there's a way on there where you can do this audio capture. I think you can pipe it in to your microphone input on StreamYard through OBS. There's a way to do that if you want to bring in the sound. Otherwise, if you're pressed for time, just when you're doing it, just make sure you got it low enough so that it'll pick it up without clipping, and then just let it play, and your microphone should pick it up pretty decently.
Hey, Ray Hammer, come on up, hit the link. We were talking about it.
Ray, what you good, man? Come on up.
Get your ass and hit the link, bro. Take up the last spot.
Hey, you know what? I don't know what I'm talking about. You're absolutely correct, because I'm not giving financial advice. This is not a financial advice show. All views that's expressed on this show is not necessarily of the owner.
Yeah, all views are bought and paid for by George Soros.
Yes, we're checking off the box. Where's Bay at? Bay, can we get a check box over there?
50% is Soros. The other half is by Charles Koch.
Hey, Bay, you still eating your meat sandwich?
That's a whole lot of meat. He's all meaty right now. Give him a minute. Oh. Yeah, but then again, you gotta, but
he's probably comatose right now.
He probably got, if he's not drinking a lot of liquids, he's probably gonna have the meat sweats later on. That's no fucking joke. I'll tell you that. I've had the meat sweats.
Yo, bro, I'm in Texas, right? And I'm from up north too. I done been up to Chicago and stayed for my people in New York. And I went to Cats in New York and shit. And Chicago's got a lot of great places where you can get some good deli sandwiches. And man, the pastrami, dog. That pastrami in New York, y'all got a corner on that. That pastrami sandwich, man, that's a classic, man. They give you the itis. They put you to sleep, man. A good one.
Excuse me for my ignorance here, but what is pastrami made of exactly?
Pastrami is beef, my man. Beef.
Okay, because it's like pork and anything, I can't mess with that. But then again, I stopped eating meat a while back.
That's kosher. That's kosher, brother. That's kosher. That's Jew. The Jews be making them pastramis and them corned beef sandwiches up there, man. They ain't messing with no pork.
Oh, hey, if it's kosher, then it's also halal, because kosher and halal actually both mean permissible.
Exactly.
But me personally, I stopped eating meat a long time ago because it was really fucking me up. Because here, a lot of the meat, they got pork in it. Because a lot of the meat here, they got pork in it. I'm like,
it's all good, bro. I'm about to get ready for Easter and put 4 slabs of ribs. I just bought a big ass brisket and a damn 12-pound pork Boston butt shoulder roast. So for me.
More power to you, fam. Because me personally, Easter's gonna be a little somber for me because I got more important things that's coming up for me. 22nd, I gotta go to the doctor's office for a certain exam.
Yeah, I told you quit eating that bad pussy, man. I told you.
No, not that one. No, seriously, but
I'm just fucking with you, dog.
But again, since you want to talk about that bad pussy,
Ray Hammer, bring your ass up here now. Don't try to run.
Come on, Ray.
And bring your motherfucking ass up here, man.
I would, but I'm doing. Well, he's got his hands full. He's saying, Come on, Ray. Ray, if you got time, come on up, man. Take your time. But for real, there's a couple of songs I remember about eating bad pussy. I mean, we can't all be like Melvin Seats, with the candy liquor. No, not no more. Because, DJ Quick on Safe and Sound, they had a song called Can I Eat? Cause don't eat the pussy. Don't eat the coochie. And he was right. I mean,
Look, I'm gonna tell you like this, man.
Mhm.
Beware. All I can say about that, man, is unless your bitch got that water, and that's your bitch, not a bitch that you rent or some shit like that, don't put your mouth on it, man. Unless that's your wife or that's your bitch. And
That's
your
true.
bitch,
That's true.
you know what I'm saying? Don't do it, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, look, mine gotta be tasting like water. Hey, if it ain't water, if it ain't smelling like water, man, hey, I ain't even gonna stick my dick up in it. I'm gonna be
I
honest
make
with
it a point. I make it a point. Anybody get involved with, or anybody I'm involved with, foreplay begins in the showers. You know what I'm saying? Secondly, I mean, I've been accused of fucking like a lesbian because when it comes to the finger popping game.
Look, we gotta put another check. Hey, where's the Soros check, dog? Now Neymar is getting in on it. He says he's a lesbian now, Lewis.
I fuck like no. When I say I fuck like a lesbian, I'm
a black Eritrean lesbian. Man, we are checking boxes today, dog.
Yeah. Now we need a one-leg fat midget.
Oh wait, you can't use midget. One-legged fat dwarf. We gotta be politically correct here. We gotta be PC here a little bit. Go PC. But anyway, but for real, man. If I was like, with the finger popping game, you know how women always notice your hands. If you keep your hands clean, and everything clipped. But not just that. Me, I understand the importance of wearing, protective gloves, protective surgical gloves, like latex or non-latex, because there's some people who have a latex allergy, right? And I get those special types of lubes that person might like. And that's how it works. That's how my finger popping game is. I gotta be in there like it's like I'm like Agent 47.
Oh, you like that South Park? You like that South Park episode, Finger Bang?
Something like that.
You don't remember that group, that rock group? They called it Finger Bang.
Oh. Hey, I remember I got I can play a little bit guitar, a little bit bass, but I play left-handed, right? I got a cousin. For some reason, he played the guitar left-handed, played the bass left-handed. And we thought, you know what, we got to find ourselves a left-handed drummer, and maybe get a keyboardist who's left-handed, and we call the band Southpaw.
Or the Strangers.
That.
You ain't never heard that joke.
No, I know what you mean by a stranger.
The stranger, the left hand.
Unless you're Southpaw, then the right hand is a stranger.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. I think that's who made that. I don't know what it was. Bernie Mac said that shit. It was somebody. That shit had me dying.
No. It was Dave Chappelle. Remember that sketch where he's dressed like Lil Jon? He's on the phone with Lil Jon.
Oh yeah, it was Dave Chappelle, wasn't it?
You ever had a stranger? What? A stranger? Oh yeah. I've had a stranger.
The stranger. That shit was funny as hell.
Oh man. But then with both hands, it's a threesome.
It's that fucking RTX 5090. It's got it at 8K, 90 frames per second. Jesus Christ.
What are we talking about?
That's what I'm telling Lewis. That's what that fucking card is doing right now.
How much is it?
The 5090? Shit. Let me look. I don't know. Micro Center. Y'all got a Micro Center out there?
No, I gotta look.
You should have it. New York Metroplex should have it.
Yeah, hey, let me ask y'all something. Outside of Google, you guys use any
Walmart got it for fucking $2,048. Jesus Christ.
What about Best Buy or any other outlet?
Well, if you get that, your PC will be future proof.
Yeah, it is, bro. I'm telling you. But let me see, 5090. Let's look at the AMD because AMD is typically cheaper. So 5090 AMD counter. All right, here we go. That would be the Radeon 9070 XT. I got the 5600 XT. Let's see what that 9070 XT is. I actually like AMD because it's just cheaper on the front end. It just is. And you get more speed. And they've started to work on their heating issues. Let's see. Shopping. Oh, hell yeah. That's way better. 9070 XT. I can get that some bitch. They got hell, they got a whole damn computer with the 9070 in it with 16 gigs RAM for 1200. The card itself, cheapest one I'm seeing. Let's see here. Price low to high. Cheapest one. See, 7700 is 459. It's got 12 gigabyte GDDR6. Shit, you could get that. I mean, but if you just want to get real freaky with it, you got the 6700. Nah, that's too much. 9070. Here we go. 9070. Cheapest 9070 is Quiet PC at 714.16. And that's AS Rock, which is good. The next one up is the Asus 9070 OC. I would get the OC one from Direct Dial because if you can get the 16 gigabyte OC, that's the overclockable one, and that's the XT 9070 OC edition. I would get that one. It's only $1 more at Direct Dial at 715. That's the cheapest. So basically, by getting that, like I was telling you, the AMD stuff is cheaper. So you could get that at AMD 715 and that 5090. What the guys running on now, what I'm showing on my screen, that is the cheapest one is $1,800. So that's the difference between NVIDIA and AMD. Save money with AMD, but you got to make sure you got an AMD chipset, AMD board, and make sure that if you're going to overclock, put you some decent fans in there because it does get a little bit hotter than the GeForce stuff. But as long as you got some
Striker.
okay.
Yo, are you gonna be on tonight?
Probably gonna be I'm waiting on this back test to finish on this deal. I've got another 8 minutes before I can do my back test. I'm waiting on that shit because I gotta redo this damn ticker. I'm gonna increase every coin that I got now. Those new coins I just got off Coinbase, I'm gonna put them in there too. So I gotta, put that in there. I'll be probably working on that for the rest of the night.
All right, yeah, because it's about to be 4:30 EST, and I gotta get up in a few hours, start cleaning up my apartment. Anybody got last words?
No. As I usually say, y'all ain't shit, never been shit, never will be shit, and God bless you for it.
Oh, you hurt my feelings.
You need a
Yeah,
hug.
we just checked another box.
Yeah.
Feelings hurt.
Come here. It's okay. Come here, Louis. Come here. It's all right. It's all love, man. It's all love.
Okay.
Because I know you're gonna be. You don't want to be shit. You got to be better than shit.
All right. Look, man on man, embracing. We filled out another box right there.
Soros will be pleased.
Yes.
By the way, the culture I come from, it's normal for a man to kiss another man on the cheek if it's a male relative. All right. So if I kiss Louis on the cheek, it's a term of endearment because he's a family member. Just like among Latinos, they do the same thing.
All right.
That's that mafia shit, man. That's that mafia shit.
Well, we fulfilled our homoerotic 30 seconds right there.
Yeah. I mean, look, man, you monetize now, man.
Yeah.
So I guess we can get that check. I'll make sure I'll send that letter in for for Soros and BlackRock to give that check to you.
Good to go. Because I
Yeah.
do want to sell out. I'm selling out.
We sell it all. Wait, where's Bay at? Bay probably out with the itis, huh?
Yeah, he got a meat coma.
Hey, but for real, let me say that meat sweat is no joke. Brock Lesnar will tell you about that shit. That meat sweat is no joke because if your diet's like mainly comprised of meat, you burn a lot of energy and your body overheat heat just trying to digest all that.
I can't, man. I can't do it, man.
Yeah.
Like I said earlier, bro. If you get a chance, we clean it up, bro. Um, go in and get that link from that pie I sent you, and go ahead and jump in. I think I'm almost about to get validated on the KYC. So if you get in, we got 92 days to get everybody over to mainnet. And right now I've got 10 coins on there. I think Chaos has got about 4. I started before everybody else, but the more people we get in, the more coins we get per day. So just make sure you get a chance. Just go in there, and once you get in, and I walk you through the mainnet stuff, you can actually build your own validator crew as well. And you can actually, every time you do your show, people want to get in, you can use your validator, and then you'll get double the coins every time somebody joins on your validation too. So just keep that in mind. You're gonna get a validator network too once you get on.
Oh, guess what? I just got
Well,
an email from YouTube.
Uh-oh.
is it good or bad?
Your channel is not currently able to earn money. After reviewing your channel using a combination of automated systems and human reviewers, we found it does not follow YouTube's monetization policies. Wow.
Dun dun
Dun,
dun.
dun, dun.
So they're gonna take away the super chat.
I lost my monetization.
But
You
how,
just
how,
got it. I don't
but how long you had monetization? You just got it today,
Nah, 2 days ago.
and then it's taken away already.
Yeah. I just got the email.
Hang on a second. Snowman, what in the all types of blue hell?
Oh man.
What is it? It's saying that the AI and the humans went over your monetization application and found that it is not. Why? It is say community guidelines, or do you have any strikes on your channel?
No, it said reuse content.
Ah, reuse
What in the
content.
Dennis Rodman in a
Yeah.
wedding gown are they talking about?
Yeah, I
So
think it might be face. Have you played political stuff on your channel?
No.
Yeah. Check any content you've done in the last month or two. If anything that you might be using that somebody else, check if there's nobody yeah, you're going to have to look at the channel properly.
it could have been from, typically I'll get copyright claims, and those aren't so bad unless a person really gets all anal with the shit. Now, if you get a strike, that's different. And what they could do is they could retroactively, someone could, in their studio, like let's say you use the video. Let's say you use the video like maybe like something I don't know, like from the Breakfast Club, or they real bad. And like maybe it could be other people though, like maybe maybe you was doing like a video for something, you was showing a video, somebody's channel could have possibly got detected that you was using that content, and they could have knocked you for that. But they should tell you in your studio which video did that. So if you go in your studio dashboard, it should tell you under copyright whatever claims and stuff that you got, and you should be able to dispute those. You're gonna have to dispute that determination. So you have to email them and dispute that. But you need to find out what video they talking about. And if it is one on there, just delete that motherfucker. Just delete the
Yeah.
whole damn video. And then reapply after that. Because if you didn't met 500 subscribers and you done met the 3,000 minutes watch time or whatever it is,
Yeah.
3,000 hours, whatever, you should be straight. You know, they saying that you like they saying like basically you are a habitual reuser of content, or maybe somebody is claiming something that you haven't seen in your. Make them tell you which video it is. Go in your doing your studio and look at that. See if you see any
Yeah.
red.
Now I wonder if we dual stream, does that cause it?
No, you know the best thing to do, Lewis. Maybe maybe you should log off this, and you might have to pull up your studio and pull up all the videos, and we gotta see. 'Cause I have to have a good glimpse what's going on here because it's hard to explain. Because anytime we give you emails, usually a whole evaluation of the channel, not all this, but just enough for the last 2 months. See what's on there that they might discredit you for monetization, possibly. You get me?
Either that or somebody that snitched and then it hit that button in their studio and then they put a claim or a strike
Wasn't
that
me.
you ain't.
It was George Soros.
Ah,
It
we said
wasn't
his
gay
name too
enough.
many times.
We didn't
Goddamn
say
George.
enough gay stuff.
Look, now we can't even sell out. God damn. Oh well.
Ain't that
Yeah,
about it?
Carmelo Anthony is free.
Yeah, they reduced his bond, which they should have. It's a kid. I mean, where is he gonna go? The parents got a house, they live there. He can't run away. Shouldn't have
He's
been
gonna be in
behind.
house arrest basically
Yeah,
until the trial.
he can fight the case from the house. He's a kid. He don't need to be up in that prison. I mean, we need to find out what's going on. He's still innocent until proven guilty. So
It
that's
should be, but unfortunately, like it's like that old Jay-Z song with R. Kelly, guilty until proven innocent.
that's why
Yo,
you get a lawyer.
depending on if I'm not exhausted, I gotta get up, do laundry, and clean up. I'm probably gonna do another stream tonight. I'm almost my eyes is getting heavy now. I
Yeah,
guess
you better get some sleep.
my
Let's tell you.
insomnia is officially gone. So
Yeah. How bad is how long have you been dealing with insomnia?
no, that's the name of the stream, Insomniac stream.
Oh,
'Cause I'm a night owl.
I hear you. I can relate.
But I thank you guys for coming up and the guys participating in the chat. Did everybody get their last words?
I did. Everybody else?
Yeah,
UK
man,
odds?
pretty good. Stream, dog. Pretty good.
Thank you for contributing to the stream and the content. I am Lewis, and I am out.